Here we go. Hey, you're listening to the Total Basis Podcast. I am your host, Felipe. I have with me some special guests. I have Angel Morales. I got Austin Spiro. I got Noah Miller. We're here to do the third annual Total Basis Podcast League Fantasy Baseball Draft live. It's always a ball. It's always fun, but it's always long. How's everybody doing tonight? Go.
Fantastic. Let's get to it.
I'm just ready for baseball season to start. I'm over looking at things that are not baseball.
I'm great.
No, it's great. We're all doing great. We are about less than 2 minutes away. Actually, a minute and some change left before the draft starts. Let's see. We got Alex Robertson, who was on this podcast a couple of weeks ago. On Noah Miller will be picking second. I'm sorry, Alex will be picking first. Noah Miller will be picking second. Suplex City Baseball Cosmos picking third. We got Corey, who was on the podcast about 2 or 3 weeks ago, 3 episodes ago, will be picking fourth. Yours truly will be picking fifth. Who's auto draft? Oh, that's AJ. AJ would be picking sixth. Bob seventh.
Will he auto draft again?
I thought he wasn't gonna be an auto draft this year.
I don't know.
Yeah. Rahil will be picking eighth, and then okay. Austin will be picking ninth, which I already mentioned. That's the dreaded ninth pick overall. 30 seconds. You get used to it. Who's Corey? Oh, Matt. Matt is picking 10th. Carlos picking 11th, and Angel picking 12th. So Angel will get a taste of my medicine, as I had to pick 12th in the Baseball Life League that we both are in. So we'll see how he fares, waiting forever to get his picks in. 12 seconds. Noah Miller, you're the new guy here. Any last words before we get the draft started? Go.
I don't really have anything. Just looking forward to this. Should be a good one.
A man of few words. Wow, that's annoying as hell. We just got the ESPN jingle. We got Alex Robertson picking first overall. The clock is in 90 seconds. We will shorten it to 60 seconds if we feel like we need to speed things up. Sorry for me rushing my words, but I'm in a hurry here for no reason. All right. Hey guys, let's go start with you, Austin. Ronald Acuna picking number 1 overall. Shocker, right? Or no? What do you think?
Ronald Acuna, it's not a shocker. He's one of the probably number 1 picks that are going across all of the board, so it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Well, let's give Noah some time to concentrate. Angel, we talked about it last week. Ronald Acuna went number 1 to Aaron's team in the Baseball Life League. He's going number 1 in a similar format in this league. Was there any doubt that it was going to be anyone else besides Ronald Acuna for you?
I mean, I didn't have doubt, but if it was Mookie Betts or Joe Hay or I don't know, somebody like Bobby Witt or Corbin Carroll that are speedsters that can hit.
Well,
maybe,
Julio Rodriguez just went to Noah Miller. And speaking of Corbin Carroll, he goes to Suplex City. And Trey Turner going number 4. Wow, Corey going. Oh, it's my turn. Going number 4.
It is your turn.
Holy moly. Okay. Oh, I got some choices here. Yeah,
there's a lot of choices right now.
Yeah, I honestly thought I was gonna get Corbin Carroll right there, but I guess not. And then Trey Turner going number 4. I'm shocked. I'm surprised Corey didn't go with an NL West player there. He is an NL West fan. But you know what? I'm gonna go play it safe. I'm gonna go with Mookie Betts.
I had a feeling you were gonna get there.
I never get Mookie Betts, so this is a joy. I had Juan Soto last year, actually for the last 3 years in the Baseball Life League. I've never had Mookie Betts, so
it'll be nice because he'll qualify for shortstop in a little bit too.
Yes, sir. I love the versatility. Absolutely, Angel. That's something we talked about on Sunday as well. About important
availability and versatility.
As you got it. We're waiting on AJ. I think he's going to be auto pick. He said he was going to be in this draft, but he never shows up. But so far, Acuna, Rodriguez, Corbin Carroll, Trey Turner, Mookie Betts. Noah, well, let me ask you, why Julio Rodriguez and not Corbin Carroll?
I like him as a player, and I like he's got a little more power in him. I think Corbin Carroll, if I'm not mistaken, actually no, they'll both probably be in the leadoff spot, but I don't know. I just like Rodriguez's power a little better.
And we got a comment here from Joey saying that Trey Turner at number 4 is a huge reach. Austin, thoughts on Corey picking Trey Turner at number 4 overall there?
I think Joey's right. I think a Trey is a little bit of a reach there. I think you could have probably waited maybe even until the second round to grab Trey Turner, but it is what it is.
Go ahead.
It makes a lot of interesting picks fall to me and even to the second round, so should shake it up a little bit.
Well, we mentioned Bobby Witt, and he goes to the auto draft team, and Freddie Freeman goes immediately right after to Bob's team. I guess Bob's not in tonight, even though he said he was going to be in there. So Bobby Witt, Freddie Freeman, so still pretty vanilla, not same vanilla as predictable, right? Except for Trey Turner. Like you said, Austin, you got it right. I got Trey Turner in the second round on the 12-13
Yeah.
turn in my baseball life league. So I think you might be onto something there with Trey Turner in a similar format going number in the second round. Angel, so far, wait, where are you? Oh, you're number 12. Bobby Witt, Freddie Freeman. What do you think of that? Pretty predictable there, you think, or are you shocked? Anything?
Bobby Witt fell a little bit lower than I thought he was going to.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be the other way around. At least Bobby Witt over Trey Turner, but
Juan Soto going number 8 to Rahil. Austin is on the clock. We'll give him some time to think it over. But yeah, so far, Juan Soto jumping to number 8, even with the lack of stolen bases, he was projected to go top 5 in a lot of leagues. So that's a nice little present we gave Rahil there. But, I'm guilty of that. I gave him Juan Soto as well, but I wanted Mookie Betts.
yeah, I mean the I don't know. If it was like a defense thing,
Mhm.
then Mookie Betts is a no-brainer over Juan Soto. But
Well, speaking of defense, Austin realizes that defense doesn't count in fantasy baseball. He goes for Yordan Alvarez, who, Angel, as you know, he went in the second round in the Baseball Life League. So it's criminal how underrated Yordan Alvarez is. What do you like about Yordan, Austin?
I like his power, but I think the other thing is what's interesting is he's also a really good on base guy. I mean, he's projected to have a 397 on base percentage. So, and I think he's got a little bit of protection there with Kyle Tucker and Jose Abreu. He's going to get some pitches, and as long as he doesn't get injured, he'll be pretty good pick. But if Yordan Alvarez is available here late in the draft, I'm not going to get him in the second round, so I might as well get him now.
Yeah, it's hard to tell with Yordan Alvarez because he has first round potential, but for the lack of stolen bases. But he's probably the best left-handed hitter in all of baseball. I know people are going to say, "Well, Shohei's around. What happened to him?" Well, I just think Yordan Alvarez is on a different level. But health's always an issue with him, and it's scary to see him wearing a glove out there. But when he's on his game, I mean, we saw in the World Series just how intimidating and how much of a game changer he is.
Yeah.
So Juan Soto, Yordan Alvarez, those are two guys. Oh, well, Juan Soto. Also, I guess I should preface this by I should have corrected myself. Yordan Alvarez is the best left-handed hitter in the American League, and now that Shohei is in the National League, that's a true statement as you can get. Juan Soto or Shohei Ohtani, best left-handed hitter in the National League. Let's go with Noah first.
Could you repeat that, please?
Yeah, Shohei or Juan Soto, best left-handed hitter in the National League. Go.
Isn't Juan Soto in the American League?
Son
We're
of a
talking last
B
year.
word. Yeah, I'm still stuck in last year. Sorry about that. So I guess okay, Juan Soto or Yordan Alvarez, best lefty in the American League. Thank you for correcting me there.
I would say Yordan. I feel like he hasn't had too many dry spells at the plate during the season when he's healthy. But I do like Juan Soto's ability to get on base. But I feel like it might go down a little more on base wise. He'll probably get more to hit in that Yankees lineup, especially if Judge is hitting behind him.
Yeah, that's true. Kyle Tucker just went number 10 overall. Number 11 went Shohei Ohtani, as we talked about him. Somebody must have heard us talking about him. Well, this is going to be interesting. Angel picks Jose Ramirez at pick number 12. That was my first round pick in the Baseball Life League. So it's going to be interesting to see who he gets. Austin, Shohei going number 11. That's about right to you. First, is he a first round value there?
Yeah, I mean, I could see him late first round, early second round. I think what hurts him is he's not pitching this year. So, depending. But again, I think honestly, in most fantasy setups, unless you're a daily league and a weekly league like this, I think Shohei isn't the greatest first round pick. If he's, because everybody likes his, pitching and offense, but in a weekly league, you can only pick one. If it's a daily league, he's an obvious first round pick. But with the new contract, and that the fact that Dodger Stadium is more of a hitter's park, I'd be really interested to see how his offense translates. But there again, Angel Stadium was a hitter's park, and he was hitting it out of the park everywhere he went. So, it's going to be an interesting transition. But I did expect Shohei Ohtani to go late round one, early round two.
Well, Angel just picked in the first pick of the second round. He just picked Matt Olson, so he combined Jose Ramirez, Matt Olson. He has both his corner infield positions locked down with those two guys. What made you pick Matt Olson, Angel?
Um, so I was in between Judge, Strider, and him. Tatis Jr. too was in the midst, but he's always had some health concerns, same as Judge. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to go that way. But I was in between Strider and him, and I don't know. I like Olson. He has a 380 on base percentage. He has a relatively high average for a power hitter, and he hits 50 bombs. He gets a lot of RBIs. So at the end of the day, and also he plays 162 games last year or close to that. So at least in terms of availability and production, I thought that was the no-brainer for my team. So
Spencer Strider. That's another Mets fan picking Spencer Strider. Jacob Moses picked Spencer Strider in the other league. So that goes to Carlos, I believe, right?
yeah,
And he's pairing him up with Shohei Ohtani. Okay. Interesting combination. Matt Nyland. As we see Aaron Judge go to Austin, but Matt Nyland before that, before Austin picks Aaron Judge, Matt Nyland picked Francisco Lindor, and he's pairing him up with Kyle Tucker. So pretty interesting selection. So now, Austin, you got both Aaron Judge, and who's your first pick overall? I'm sorry.
Jordan.
Oh wow, that's my Mardi Gras league team right there. Jordan and Aaron Judge. You're not concerned about the injuries, huh?
No, for Aaron Judge, you mean the spring training injury?
Well, for either. I mean,
Or
I lost
just
both those.
overall?
I lost both of those guys to injuries in the Mardi Gras league in 2023. So, I mean, I kept those guys, but as you can see, I'm still have a little bitter taste in my mouth that they couldn't stay healthy. But you're not worried about the injuries for both of them?
I mean, Aaron Judge has gotten a whole lot better with injuries as his career has gone on. So I'm not super worried about it. And when you have Aaron Judge available in the second round, I mean, I'm surprised I got him. I thought he was going to go, right in that late first round, early second round. I think people are a little spooked by his spring training injury, but when you have Aaron Judge available, kind of mid round two, I'm going to take him just because he has such a high upside, and his injury risk is not as bad as it was earlier in his career. He's kind of turned it around and has become more healthy as he's gotten older.
We have some picks to. Oh, and now it's my turn. Let's see, Angel, go ahead and give me the last three picks that were made here, please. While I make my pick.
so the last three picks were Fernando Tatis Jr., it was Kyle Schwarber, and it was Bryce Harper. I'm surprised that Tatis went a little bit lower than that. I thought it was going to be right after my pick, but I I don't know. I feel like the concerns with the suspension, this injury concerns prior then, is probably why people try to stay away from him. But I guess in the second round, middle of the second round is a good value.
Yeah.
Austin.
Yeah, it can be. Again, I think this whole second round is riddled with injury risks, it seems like. But at the same time, a lot of these are high value guys. If they are on the field, they're gonna produce for you and they're gonna be a staple on your team. So, I think a lot of us are willing to kind of are hoping, we're kind of picking just based on the hope that, they stay healthy. I didn't like Fernando Tatis early, simply because of the steroids and he had a little bit more injury concern for me than Aaron Judge, which is why I went Aaron Judge over Tatis. Tatis was one of the ones I was kind of looking at, but I would have rather done Aaron Judge. Simply the park. I think the park between Aaron Judge and Fernando Tatis, I think, favors Aaron Judge, obviously, because Yankee Stadium is a bandbox. Yeah, I don't know. I think for what Fernando Tatis Jr. is, second round is a good value, just as long as he stays on the field.
And even looking at that, like Aaron Judge had 37 homers compared to Tatis 25, and both were gone into injuries. Like the value I think that you got for Aaron Judge is probably higher than what you were getting for Tatis. Even
Right.
both went with injuries in the middle of the season. So
Yeah.
Let's give an update here. I just picked Marcus Simeon. I haven't had Marcus Simeon in a long, long time, if ever. I don't even remember the last time I had Marcus Simeon, if ever. So I decided to get him, try something different, like the power speed combination out of second base. He's a little bit older, but it's not a keeper league, so I'm okay. Randy Arozarena going to Corey's team, and Corbin Burns went to Melvin's team. Austin Riley just went to Noah's team. So who did you pair up Austin Riley with there, Noah?
To pair him up with Julio Rodriguez.
Interesting. Go ahead.
I like Riley. He's probably the best offensive third baseman in the National League. I also thought about Devers, but Riley being in as stacked of a lineup as he's in, I feel like he might end up with more pitches to hit rather than Devers.
All right, we wait for Alex to make his pick. He has 24 seconds left to make a selection. We're done with Alex Robertson. 15 seconds now.
A lot of offense so far these first two rounds.
Yeah, I think our little chat in the group chat might have scared people off. But hey, I won with
to
nothing
be fair,
go ahead.
to be fair, the Garrett Cole injury was
Mm.
what drive that far away. If we would have done this draft a week ago, Garrett Cole would have gone the first round, no doubt.
Oh, no question. Honestly, I was looking at getting at the ninth pick about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I was looking at getting Garrett Cole and round 1, pick 9. So, it definitely even threw off my strategy with Garrett Cole going down. So
Yeah, sure.
Well, I was gonna say that oh, I lost my train of thought. But hey, last year, that's what I was going to say. Last year, I won with a very strong starting rotation. So there's more than one way to kill a cat in this league. So if you're in this league and you're listening to me, don't be afraid to pick a starting pitcher. Not everybody is Garrett Cole.
well, and then if you
even
remember
if you-
2 years ago, I was one of the best with top 2 teams in this league, but I won off of batting average, on base percentage, and speed and stolen bases. And decent pitching, and I had 0 power. If I remember correctly, I was ranked last in terms of home runs. So, there's a bunch of different ways that you can win this league and be successful and go to the championship in this league.
Yep.
I think one lesson that we kind of all learned, or that I learned anyway, is that last year is that pitching is very volatile. So, you could think that you got a really strong rotation or you got a strong bullpen, and they just get absolutely shelled, and you're left with in 3 or 4 weeks into the season, and you just have no pitching. So now you gotta scramble for this nobody that you never even thought about drafting until maybe the last 5 rounds. That's
Yeah.
all of a sudden on fire.
Rahil is working his way into the Zoom meeting, so our little conference is getting a little bit bigger here. Noah is on the
And
clock.
while you
Go ahead.
Adam, I just want to bring this point out with the pitching. So I'm just looking right now at the Cy Young Award winners for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Draw out some names. We got Garrett Cole and Blake Snell. Garrett Cole is injured for the first 2 months of the season. Blake Snell, we didn't even know where he was going until last night with the Giants.
Yeah, the
We got
Giants.
Justin Verlander, who's injured. We got Sandy Alcantara, who's injured. We got Robbie Ray, who's injured, who was the AL Cy Young a couple of years ago. And then we got Corbin Burns, who's probably the only guy that's safest, but he kind of fell off a little bit last year in production, and he's going to a new team. So when it comes to drafting pitching, I think people have been steering off a little bit way more in recent years. Just looking at that, like even the top pitchers, they go 1 year and they kind of fell off instantly. So
It just sounds like a bunch of guys that shouldn't have won the Cy Young Award. There, I said what I said. Spencer Strider should have won it last year. Oh my God, Ellie De La Cruz went round 3. Is he getting? Is he?
Oh my
I
god.
think Ellie
Not
De
a
La Cruz is
keeper
a huge
league.
reach.
I'm sorry. What?
Huge.
Well, I mean that's where he's going. Unfortunately, if you win in the 4th round, you're not going to get him. The 3rd round seems to be the spot, despite the fact that every so-called it's my turn. Sorry, every so-called expert is saying don't draft, don't draft, don't draft, and people can help themselves. I mean,
Yeah,
Sean,
I don't like
what?
Ellie De La Cruz. He, the first few weeks, I mean, he was on fire. He was hitting the cover off the ball, running everywhere, stealing every bag, and then after like 2.5 weeks, he came back down to like a league average hitter. It'll be really interesting because now, you have the sophomore slump is a real thing. You've got after the exit of Joey Votto, you've got literally zero leadership on that Reds team. They're all pretty young. I mean, the bona fide leader on the team is Jonathan India, who's been there for 5 years, but he's fighting for the starting second baseman job. His job isn't even secure. So how is your leader supposed to be battling for a position? They should be a mainstay in that field. So I think it's going to be really tough for Ellie De La Cruz this year. I don't think he's worth a 3rd round pick. I would have probably taken him maybe in mid-round pick, just as, maybe some stolen bases, but I don't like Ellie De La Cruz here. There are definitely a bunch of other players that I probably would have taken with that pick,
Yeah,
but
but
each
yeah,
their own.
we just saw one Pete Alonso going. I mean, he's safer floor than Ellie De La Cruz, and
Yeah.
but and just to recap, Zach Wheeler went. Well, oh God, we're behind. Rafael Devers and Zach Wheeler going to Alex's team. So those are
Oh,
the
first
guy.
catcher off the board.
Is it Adley?
It is Adley.
Yeah. Rafael Devers, Zach Wheeler joining forces with Ronald Acuna, Bo Bichette going to Noah's team as he solidifies the left side of his infield. Melvin, who had a comment saying, I have Cole in the other league, and he was a keeper for me. Oops. And he also says Jonathan India is signed, though, so I think he's safe. Yeah, I believe so, but I think he's it seems like they want to trade him away. So we'll see what happens there. Like we mentioned, Ellie De La Cruz going in the 3rd round, as that is his ADP projection for most of this offseason. Luis Castillo going to my team. That's my first pitcher on my board. Pete Alonso going to the auto team. Ozzy Albies going to Bob's team. And what would you say? Atlee going to who's Cardi B's again? Is that Rahil?
That's reveal.
Is he here?
That's Rahil.
Rahil, are you here, bro? What the hell are you doing, man?
What? Can you hear me?
Yeah, barely, but we can't see your face. Was that Scottie Pippen on steroids there? What is that?
That's me.
Anyway, who have you picked so far? I can't keep up with you, bro.
There
There
we
you
go.
are.
I got Soto and Tatis Jr. I wasn't really confident about that pick.
And you also got Atlee Rushman right now. Is that are you Cardi B's?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Cardinals get it.
Yeah, I wish I didn't.
Yeah,
I wish I didn't get
yeah,
it.
you got it.
I wish I didn't get it. Oh man. Well, how you liking your player? How you liking your selections so far?
Oh gosh.
I'm not super confident in Tatis, but he's kind of who I had to get
Oh,
at that point.
the most dangerous phrase you can tell yourself. I had to get him. No, you don't. Who told you to get him? Who told you to get him?
Noah did.
Noah. Yeah, he's
Oh, did I?
him and his persuasive ways, right?
I
Really
would have
quick.
taken him, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a high upside guy, even in a redraft league. Why not? Good stolen base, good power hitter. But Austin mentioned all the negatives about him too, and those are valid as well. That's kind of the reasons why I kind of steered away. As we wait for Angel, Zach Gallen also. Oh, Zach Gallen goes to sorry, Austin's team. Jose Altuve going to Nyland's team. Yoshinobu Yamamoto going to Carlos. And Vladimir Guerrero going to Angel's team. We wait for his second pick. Let's go with Zach Gallen, Austin. Zach Gallen. I had a tough choice between him and Luis Castillo. If Luis Castillo was there, would you have picked him instead of Zach Gallen?
Let's see. We had a few pitchers on the board.
Yes.
I probably honestly would have gone probably Luis Castillo. simply because of the strikeouts. He'll give you some strikeouts along with innings. I kind of wanted at least one innings eater. I'm happy that it's Zach Gallen. Not only did I want an innings eater, I wanted an innings eater that'll give me some wins. Because that was the struggle for me last year, was I had pitchers that had no length and were not on winning teams. So this year I wanted to get at least one early that is going to be on a winning team that'll eat up some innings, and Zach Gallen fits that bill pretty well.
Speaking of fitting that bill, Logan Webb going to Angels teams. Yeah, so you heard Austin talk about innings eater. I assume, there's, I guess you could say there's sexier names out there, but you decided to go with Logan Webb and the big ballpark and the ability to eat innings there. Go ahead, Angel. You're on mute. You're on mute. Unmute yourself.
Thank you for listening to my mute rant.
Go ahead.
I was torn between Pablo Lopez and Logan.
Let's not mention players who haven't been drafted yet. You know my rules.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Poker
Just
rules,
giving you
guys.
a-
Poker rules. Go ahead.
I'm giving you my two aces on my. No, just kidding.
So Logan
I like
Webb, huh?
Logan Webb. I mean, it's the pitcher's park. He has been consistently reliable on that Giants team. Even though that's the only thing I was worried, what Austin was saying. I mean, the Giants are not the worst team in the world. They're not the best team in the world. So I'm not sure how many wins he will get, but at least he will. I mean, I'm banking that he will deliver on the other ones. That if he loses, it's gonna be a 2-1 game, not allowing 7 or 8 runs in a blowout. So
And let's see here. And sure enough, Austin picks George Kirby before that. I'm sorry, let's go after Angel at pick number in the round. I can't think right now. Second pick, round 4, Corey Seager going to Carlos's team. Pick number 3, Matt McClain going to Nyland's team. Austin goes with George Kirby, who I had queued up and was actually targeting for my next turn. So good job
You
there.
are welcome.
You're Pablo Lopez. See, you mentioned Pablo Lopez, and of course Rahil gets him. Thanks a lot, Angel.
I was targeting George Kirby as well. So
Again, you are welcome.
Pablo Lopez ain't no slouch, though, man. I mean,
No, Pablo Lopez is a good pick. I also like the Logan Webb pick. And the reason why I like the Logan Webb pick is not only is he going to be an innings eater, I think he's an even better pick with the addition of Matt Chapman at third base. Logan Webb is kind of more of, I mean, he'll get you some strikeouts, but he's got a good, I believe he's got a pretty good sinker ball there. So, over to the pull side, you got an all-world platinum glove third baseman that can still pick it over there at third base. And it's just going to make Logan Webb look even better over there. So I think the addition of Matt Chapman is going to make Logan Webb's fantasy value even better.
thank you for pointing that out.
Jaron Duran going to Bob's team,
Well,
which is weird because Luis Robert was there. As you guys know, Bob is a White Sox fan.
well, he's frustrated with that.
Yeah, I mean, there's frustration, but then there's going the route that he just went with right now. He'll have to explain to himself on that one. That's I was not expecting that at all. At all. It's my turn. I know it's my turn. I just I messed up. I did the mistake of doing the my rankings using the website, which I haven't done in a long time. And they're all over the place at this point. So I'm just trying to do the best I can to make sense of it. But I'm going to go with someone who carried all 3 of my teams last season. We're going to run it back with Tyler Glass now. Let's go.
Glass now. Okay.
I know. He's not the innings eater. I know they're going to try to baby him. But, man, when he's up there, boy, oh, boy, he is. I mean, he got me to 2 championships last year. So let's see if he can do it again with a better team. There. I said
like
better
him.
team.
I like him at round 4. He's not necessarily an innings eater, but he's gonna be good when he's out there. And I think the only thing is, how injured is he going to be throughout the year? Because the Dodgers pitchers don't have the greatest track record of being healthy. So it'll be very interesting to see how long Tyler Glasnow can stand on the mound.
Which is a great mystery to me because the Dodgers do everything to kind of baby their pitchers. And I hate to use the word baby, but I lack of a better term. I can't think of a better word than that. They're very careful. They take all the necessary precautions, and still, we see this every year where top tier pitcher injured again. And we talked, Angel, we talked about that with your favorite team, the Rays. We marvel at what they can do with their
I think,
pitchers.
look, with the Rays, I think people a lot of people marvel at what they can do with like scraps and stuff, but they don't think after the year they pitch well.
Hmm.
Like we mentioned it over there, Drew Rasmussen pitched really well in 2022. It was out for the season early on 2023. Jeffrey Springs, he got a great second half on 2022. Out for Tommy John, I think it was Tommy John on 2023, and then missing half of the season this year. Glass now he was more injured than playing. I don't know how he carried through your teams. That's a whole fallacy, but
Well, I mean, he was the best
but
pitcher on all three of my teams, man. Sorry.
I don't
Well,
understand how he carried you, but I guess.
Well, I mean, hold on. Spencer Strider was the best pitcher in this
Okay,
league last year. I
gotcha,
mean,
gotcha.
my pitching staff was loaded, man. Come on, go ahead.
I know. But and then you got Shane McClanahan, which is TAs. He's out for Tommy John this year,
Yeah.
also after he went out last year early. The only pitcher that has been really reliable is Zach Eflin, and we know Eflin came from the Phillies, so it's not really like it was development from the Rays. And look at the Phillies; they have Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler pitching them almost 200 innings every year, so it's no surprise to me. So
And not to spoil anything, but they have some other guys in that rotation who do what's needed to the best of capabilities. And but the only other issue with the Phillies is they have no farm system. Let's switch over back to I see that Noah picked Paul Goldschmidt, so it looks like you're trying to build your infield there, huh, Noah?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at doing for now. I like Goldschmidt quite a bit, even though he's a Cardinal. He had pretty great numbers, considering a lot of people consider he had a down year last year. He still put up pretty respectable numbers, and he's probably one of the better first basemen left in the draft.
Let's see who's up on the board. Alex, about to make a pick soon with 10 seconds left to go. He's really playing with fire at this point. Man, he's I'm not one to, because I take forever too, but man, I've noticed that he's been consistent with that clock. Kevin Gossman going. Okay, so at least he.
I think
Oh.
Michael. Oh yeah, Kevin Gossman was definitely that was an auto pick for sure.
Oh well, I'm not turning back the clock. Well, he got two solid players when they're healthy. Michael Harris,
Yeah.
With the turn there, and to start the fifth round, we go back to Noah as he thinks
Honestly,
about
I
his
was
pick.
kind of eyeing Michael Harris if he had dropped down to me. I had a feeling he wasn't going to, but that was one I was eyeing. So that's a pretty good pick there.
Since you brought it up, Luis Robert was ranked higher than Michael Harris and among center fielders. Is that the way you see it, or would you have picked Harris over Robert if the opportunity shown itself for you?
I think I like that one's tough. I think I like Robert's power a little more. It depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for a little more stolen base, potential, then I guess you want Michael Harris. If you're looking for more power, you're probably looking for Robert. I think in most fantasy leagues, power is worth a little bit more than speed. So I think probably the ranking is probably it's pretty accurate. I think Robert and Harris are right there, right next to each other. But again, it just depends on what you're looking for, I think.
And Noah picks another Braves player, Max Fried. Was that Austin Riley and Max Fried now? Are you trying to collect them all or something there? What's going on, Noah?
No, those are the only two, and I felt like I wanted to get a starting pitcher at some point, even though I believe he was injured quite a bit last year. Only made like half the starts that he would have in a full season. Rest of his career, he's been pretty consistent in there, almost 30 starts almost every year since he's been a full-time starter. And I like all his other numbers, and I feel like as good of a team as the Braves project to be, I feel like he'll rack up a bunch of wins as well.
And we just saw Melvin going with Manny Machado, Corey going with Aaron Nola. Nice little pick there actually good picks by all of those guys. I mean, you can't fault them too hard, right? I mean, it is what it is. Feels like those are the picks to be making in those spots. Nothing too out of the ordinary there. I have a tough choice to make. I don't know if I should go with a hitter or a pitcher. I have two pitchers already. So let's go back with the hitters. And it's not a keeper league. Ooh, but if I really want to make this guy angry, you know what? I have a chance to make him angry later. Let's go with Evan Carter first. So I got my left field positions.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm wary of picking a guy like that in a redraft league, but man, the power speed combination, it's just too good to pass up there. So I went just like,
Yowzers.
what's that?
Yowzers.
Yowzers. Royce Lewis going to the auto team, AJ's team, and Dylan Cease going to Bob's. Oh, so he heard us talking about the White Sox and lack of White Sox players on his team. So he picks Dylan Cease, who is now with the Padres.
Oh man, them walks. I mean, Dylan Cease is going to be one way or the other. He's going to be Cy Young, or you're going to really regret that he's on your team. I've felt both effects. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see what he does. And now it's my turn. I am very excited because I have never had this player on my team. I'm very nervous about making this pick, but at the same time, I think.
Oh yeah, that's where he's
Oh.
going. That's where he's going, Mike Trout. But before we get to that one, I want to get Cardi. Rahil's thoughts about Alex Bregman. Angel, you and I think we talked about it on Sunday that, you know, I saw some things about him before the pandemic season, and I don't like what I saw. So we think there was some that he might have benefited from some trash cans before the Astros got caught. But Rahil, you're not worried about that? This year he's going to go back to this 2018, 2017 numbers?
God, I hope so. I've never had him on a team either, but
I have. Very frustrating player to have.
yeah, I kind of
Yeah.
pick those kind of guys, I think.
Yeah, I think the thing is people forget he's a line drive hitter. I mean, we saw him in the home run derby and he just looked out of place. He's not that guy. But you know,
Yeah, he'll give me like 15, 20 home runs possibly.
yeah, from your third baseman, huh? That a boy. Yeah. Could have got Nico Horner for that. No, I'm joking. Oh my God, I broke my rule. Quickly, Austin, Mike Trout. So that's the 5th round. That's where he was going. But a lot of people are hesitant to get him. I know people hesitated in the Baseball Life League. So Mike Trout, you're gonna take a leap of faith here, huh?
I'm going to take a leap of faith. I think, you know, Mike Trout is Mike Trout. When he's on the field, he's Mike Trout. He's one of the best hitters in the league. Even still, the only problem is he going to be on the field? Hopefully this year he can stay healthy. I know he's got that back condition, but you know, when you have Mike Trout at the 5th round, it's very enticing. And it rounds out a very nice looking outfield of Yordan Alvarez, Mike Trout, and Aaron Judge. So, you know, it's a pretty sexy outfield if you ask me.
Oh yeah, I'm getting hot and heavy just thinking about it. Nyland going with Nolan Arenado. Carlos going Adolis Garcia. Will
Another
Smith.
catcher off the board, JT Realmuto.
Yeah, but before that, Will Smith going off the board for Angels team and Freddie Peralta. Go ahead and talk about those 2 players while Austin makes his pick right here. Go ahead, Angel.
Oh, it's my turn.
I would. I mean, the catcher position is one that if you don't get like a premier player, then you're just hoping that somebody is gonna, you know, pop in the middle of the season and jack 20 homers out of nowhere. Will Smith has been always a reliable catcher for me in every league. So I just, you know, went with the safe pick there as the catcher. And I don't know. I like Freddie Peralta. He pitched really well last year. He ate a lot of innings. He pitched 178 plus innings and had 200 plus strikeouts on a very good rotation for the Brewers. So now that he's gonna be, I don't think Brandon Woodruff is starting the year healthy. So I think Freddie will take the ace role from opening day.
Brandon Woodruff is out for the year, if I remember correctly.
That's exactly. So I was making sure of that. And with Colvin Burns out, then Freddie Peralta is the de facto ace of that team. So I'm just, you know, hoping that he takes that mantle and is able to, you know, in a weak NL Central, will the Brewers to the postseason over the Cardinals, you know, just not poking any bears, you know. Or the Cubs too, you know.
Yeah, they're Bears too. Let's see here. Grayson Rodriguez going to Carlos' team, and we did mention JT Realmuto going to Nyland's team. Austin going with Christian Walker. Why? I'm not saying why because it's bad, but why him at first base? Go ahead.
I like his power. I just realized now I'm gonna have a lot of power. There are other first basemen on there that you could pick, but I don't know. I think with Christian Walker, you know what you're gonna get. Honestly, I was looking through other position players, and I didn't really like any other position players in this round, and I wanted another hitter. I didn't want to go the pitcher route. I want to leave some offense. So I think I'm gonna. So I decided to go with Christian Walker. There was two specific first basemen I was looking at. One has not been drafted yet, so I will not mention it. But
Really appreciate it.
yeah, I liked Christian Walker. He's a little bit more consistent, I guess you want to say, whereas the other one I was looking at is not as consistent as I would like for him to be.
Let's switch over to Rahil, who picked CJ Abrams right after you while I make my pick. Talk about CJ Abrams there, Rahil.
I needed some stolen bases. I hadn't picked up anybody. Well, not anybody. I got Tatis, but give me a little bit of power, not much, but again, I need to start shoring up the infield too.
And I really want to make this pick just to piss off some person who shall remain nameless. But I got to be smart about it. I'm going to go with Tariq Skubal here if this thing will let me pick. There he goes. All right. So I guess
I really want to make a joke that like applies to probably 3/4 of this league, but about, who we would piss off if we picked a certain position player that has not been picked yet. But
yeah.
Castellanos.
This was right around the time he got picked when we pissed him off. So
after CJ Abrams, Edouard Julien going to Bob's team, Christian Yelich going to the auto team, and I got Terry Skubal, and there it is. Oh, Cody Bellinger going to Corey's. I was gonna pick Cody Bellinger just to piss off Melvin, but I decided not to.
That was the other first baseman I was looking at.
I knew you were talking about him.
First baseman eligibility, but his inconsistency kills me. He was horrible, one of the worst hitters for 2 seasons, and then he goes to the Cubs and has a great season on a walk year. Is that consistent? I don't know. I really didn't want to leave a 5th round pick to I don't know. I already have Yordan Alvarez and Mike Trout and Aaron Judge out in the outfield. I already have, some injury concerns. I really didn't want I don't know Cody Bellinger as my first baseman. If I have 3 of those guys out and Cody Bellinger sucks, I'm gonna be out of this quick, fast, and in a hurry.
All right, and then like you mentioned, Cody Bellinger going to Corey, Suplex City, Melvin picking Edwin Diaz. So, elephant in the room. I have a list of people waiting for the fantasy baseball. There's a long list of people waiting, slowly but surely. And to my surprise, almost everybody came back to all 3 of my leagues. So I have no space available for anyone who's been waiting. Patience. That's all I ask. Patience. So, because I know Fami's pretty angry about it. Like, hey, well, I've been waiting. Like, so has all these other guys. I'm sorry. It's a long list. So, but we'll eventually get to them all. I mean, eventually someone's got to leave, right?
He's Muslim. You shouldn't mess with him.
He's my Chicago brother, man. I've been trying, but man, it's a numbers game. I can't get everybody in, and I could start a 4th league, but I'm only one person, man. I'm only one guy.
I'm Muslim too, by the way. That's why I made that joke. Just letting everybody know.
I thought you were Hindu this whole time. You're interesting.
Nope.
Interesting. All right. I know. Now I know. I'll wait. Do you speak Arab? No, you don't.
Speak Arab?
Yeah. Do you? No.
Seriously? Do you speak Mexican?
Yeah. Yeah. Do I look Puerto Rican to you? Do I not roll my R's when I talk? In Spanish? Coño. Anyway.
Coño. It's Arabic, by the way. That's what I was gonna get at.
Oh, thanks. Thank you for correcting me there. I don't know.
No problem.
I'm in baseball mode, not in geography or sociology mode.
Not linguistics. All right, cool.
Linguistics, yeah. I can barely speak English, let alone Mexican. I mean, whatever language you speak.
We're gonna get canceled.
Well, it's Rahil's fault, man. He's being difficult like always. This is what I had to
Damn
deal
it,
with.
Rahil.
Wait, listen, this is what I had to deal with the first time I met him. I'm like, oh god, this guy's a trip. But here we are. Here we are. We're waiting on Alex, but before that, who wants to take over these duties? Angel, you take over. Tell us who the pick after Edwin Diaz, please.
So we got Ketel Marte and Camilo Doval.
Something tells me we're gonna start having a scramble for relief pitching. Now that Edwin Diaz is off the board, because there's only so many people that get saves consistently. So
Eh, I I don't know. I feel like that's a misconstrued fantasy lie. I feel like you can get saves from any weird team. You won't get the other.
you can get saves from a weird team, but you got to play the waiver wire right. There's only so many Edwin Diaz's, and there's only
Yeah, for
there's
sure.
so many established. There's not very many established closers anymore, because
For
pitching
sure.
staffs are now going into their best pitcher is in the high leverage innings. You're not seeing the Josh Haders and the Edwin Diaz's of the world anymore. So you'll see, closer by committee. You'll see three or four guys collect 10, 11 saves, but you won't see the same guy collecting 30, 40 save as often as it used to be. It used to be every team had a closer, and now it seems like there's a growing number of teams that don't have an established closer anymore.
I beg to differ. I think this year the closing situation, without giving away too many names, is the most locked in it's been in since I can remember. Even Eno Saris, I don't know if you guys know who Eno Saris is from the Rates and Barrels podcast. He's been talking about that used to be the thing where you put your best pitcher out of the bullpen to come in the 6th, 7th, 8th inning, but we're realizing that the best pitcher should be in the 9th inning because those last 3 outs are the most important outs. So the analytics guy is saying that the 9th inning. So there's been a what do you call it? A change in thought in that philosophy. But Austin is right
People
for
are
many
listening to
years.
Austin. People heard Austin.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, yeah.
Two relievers off the board right in a row.
Yeah, I figured that was going to happen. Yeah. And well, look at this. Melvin getting both Edwin and Josh Hader, Edwin Diaz and Josh Hader. So he's trying to copy me from that one year in 2022. But you can only try to beat me, but you can't beat me. For those who can't see me, I did the John Cena thing. Oh boy, I don't know, man. So many players to pick. I don't know who to pick. But you know what? When in doubt, just pick a pitcher. So Jesus Luzardo, come on. I need Jesus in my life.
Oh, all right.
Let's go. Let's go.
Jesus, make the wheel.
Jesus.
So it looks like after
walks.
Camilo Doval, Ryan Reynolds was selected for the Alex Robertson team. Teoscar Hernandez was selected for Noah. Josh Hader went to the Suplet City, so that's Melvin. Corey Decker picked Raisel Iglesias. Racer Ramones pick Jesus Luzardo,
Hey yo,
which is Felipe,
that's
and
me. Yeah, bro.
AJ picked Nolan Jones.
Ah,
Or
yes.
did I?
Nolan Jones in the 7th round, I think, is a good pick.
Yeah.
You know, I was a big fan of Nolan Jones throughout last year, and I made a point to myself that I was gonna pick him sometime in this league, and any of these leagues that I'm in so far, I'm 0 for 2. I think that tells me that the Nolan
Not the
Jones.
shot. Don't get me wrong. It was literally picked right after you.
Yeah, I know, but like I said, when in doubt, just pick a pitcher. So, you live with the pitcher, you die by the pitcher. So, Hunter Green going to Bob's team. Thoughts on who wants? No, we haven't heard from you, man. Let's. You got Teoscar Hernandez and Ketel Marte. Tell me something about those two really quick while Austin makes his pick right now.
With Teoscar, it's kind of the same, almost the same reasoning why I like Austin Riley. He's in a really good lineup, and I feel like he's gonna have so many opportunities with people on base, with Mookie and Freeman getting on base quite a bit. And I feel like he'll rack up a lot of RBI and home runs. Especially, he'll have more of a chance being in the NLS playing in Coors. I think he might get some more home runs just playing against the Rockies. And yeah, basically it.
Yeah, I mean it's not too shabby. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Tesca. Oh my God. I'm not a big fan of Tesca Hernandez, but he's on the right team. So RBI opportunities
For
should
sure.
be there for plentiful. Go ahead, Angel, before you get. Oh, you're on your. I'll take over. Never mind. Actually, Austin, you take over. Tell me the picks after Hunter Green. Actually, all the picks.
After Hunter Green, it looks like Cardi B's, which is Rahil. Rahil got Yandy Diaz in the 7th round, and then it looks like I took Emmanuel Clase. I want some saves. And then we've got Zach Eflin going after me, and then O'Neal Cruz gets picked up there in the 11th pick of the 7th round. Felipe, what are your thoughts on O'Neal Cruz? He's another one that has a lot of injury concerns.
Well, yeah, that's the least of his problems right now. He looks to be healthy. He's tearing the ball out of spring training at the moment. But it's the same issues with Ellie De La Cruz and O'Neal Cruz are basically the same person as far as I'm concerned. So, but yeah, raw talent, freak athleticism, needs to refine those skills. Like we always talk about, baseball, you need the skill set and that athleticism to be like this Mike Trout hybrid sort of thing. Combine those attributes together and become a superstar player. O'Neal Cruz, I don't think he's there yet. He missed a lot of time last season, so I guess you're hoping that the upside is there, but man, I don't know. There's a lot of good shortstops out there this season, and I would have preferred getting any of those guys.
Bleed Cubby Blue.
Yeah, Angel going Justin Steele and Nico Horner. I'm sure Melvin is angry at you for that. Why going back-to-back Cubs right over there? You want to lose or something? No, I'm joking. But why Cubs back-to-back picks?
I need a saving curse for my team. The Cubs were the epitome of failure for 100 years. Never winning a World Series. I need somebody to break the curse from my fantasy failures to win this league. The
Cubs
time is
ain't gonna
now.
do it.
The time is now.
That's
Man,
right,
I was gonna
Johnson.
take either one of them.
Bleed Cubby Blue.
Yeah, you out Cub Noah Miller too. Oh my God! Oh, not again! I struck out on Tristan Cassis. But before that, Alexis Diaz going to the Mets fan up there, Carlos. So he missed out on Edwin Diaz, so he made sure to get his brother Alexis. And then Nyland gets Tristan Cassis. Oh, I wanted him at first base. Man, 0 for 2 on Tristan Cassis too, man. You guys are stealing all my players. Jeez Louise. Austin about to make his pick soon here. So we'll see who he gets in the 8th round. And he gets Xander Bogaerts to fill out his shortstop position, I'm assuming, right?
It'll be shortstop for now, but he's going to be the second baseman. They're putting Ha-Seong Kim over there at shortstop. He's going to be the permanent. Sounds like he's going to be the permanent shortstop, and they're moving Bogarts over to second base. So eventually, he'll be my second baseman.
Alrighty.
Which I thought that was the best move to do for Bogart since Boston when they got Trevor Story, but I don't know why now.
Fami saying that Felipe is a number 1. When in doubt, take a picture. Felipe is a number 2. Never draft a quarterback. I am taking notes. That's what I like to hear, man. I like my students taking their notes very diligently too, I might add. So Bobby Miller, go ahead, Rahil, take it away while we all think about our picks.
I don't know.
What do you mean you picked them?
No, I'm going. You got wins. He's on obviously a pretty decent team. I think they're gonna do okay. I'm not happy with his contact rate, but seemed good.
He's very promising, but there's something lacking there. There's a wow factor that's lacking. But maybe it comes with experience. The same thing that we talked about O'Neal Cruz. Yeah, he has his stuff. He needs to work on that craft for the pitcher, and both of those attributes combined, and we'll get the next Clayton Kershaw. Maybe, I don't know, the right-handed version at least. We shall see. But yeah, that's as good of a promising pitcher as you can get in Major League Baseball right now. We're waiting on Bob. He has 30 seconds left to make his pick. Let's see. No, sorry, I got distracted with something else. Austin, since it's gonna be a while before it gets back to you, what do you think of the draft so far after 8 rounds of this going on here?
So far, it seems to be about the same as it has been here in the last or for the last few years. Some interesting picks, some reaches, but hey, I mean, I think the two reaches that, I'm like, oh, that's a huge reach was Corey, is Corey Decker, but Corey always seems to be a guy that's right in there right at the end. So I can't, really question what he's doing because he always performs pretty well here. It's just really interesting, I think, because I think we've all kind of learned that pitching is going to get shelled. And, pitching got shelled last year. There was a lot of higher ERAs, and there seems to be kind of a changing of the guard, I guess you want to say. So the question is, who's going to come out on top in terms of pitching. So what I do like about this draft, though, is there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of scrambling.
Yeah.
I feel like last year for sure there was a lot of scrambling in the first round and or in the first few rounds, and even kind of in the middle rounds. There was a lot of, a catcher went off the board, catcher, 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 catcher. And if you weren't in that little bubble as that first catcher went by, you didn't have a catcher. Relief pitching was the same way. There was a lot of scrambling. This season, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of scrambling. Everybody seems to have kind of a strategy, which I like.
Well, speaking of scramble, back-to-back relief pitchers went after Bobby Miller, Joan Duran, who's going to be starting the season on the IL, Jordan Romano, who's currently hurt, but back-to-back closers going there. I decided to go Hassan Kim and fill up my, I don't know, third base, shortstop, pick a position, any position. We talked about it, Angel. We gotta love the versatility there. And Corey making a really bold move, although he was next on my list of shortstops to get, but Jackson Holliday. So there goes a prospect in the what round this is? 8th round. So very late in the 8th round. So that's pretty damn good. Somebody check on Corey's team if you can. Who's on his team so far?
I got you.
Let's see. Can I check it? He's got Jackson Holliday at second, Ellie De La Cruz for third, Trey Turner at short, Randy Rosarina in left, Cody Bellinger in center. His pitching staff so far is Logan Gilbert and Aaron Nola, and he's got Raisel Iglesias in his relief.
All right. Oh, Melvin picking Yuri Perez, which last I checked, he was hurt.
He is hurt. He's out with some sort of elbow ailment.
Wasn't
So
he getting a second opinion?
Oh, not again.
I mean, they're all getting second opinions, aren't they?
We were there, Angel. We were there, man. When we thought, hey, looks like Devin Williams is gonna get a second opinion, and it ended up being like the worst thing you could have told us.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's never good. But all right, we'll see if it's a fluky injury and Melvin can persevere there with that. But who's to say that my guy Jesus Luzardo won't get hurt? So
I have a whole outfield that is like, let's see if they get hurt or not.
And remind the folks who you have at outfield. I already forgot it. Sorry.
Oh, my outfield is Jordan Alvarez, Mike Trout, and Aaron Judge. So
that's my team from last year. What the hell?
I know. I was like, this looks very familiar, but I don't remember where.
I was this close to keeping Mike Trout, but I think pitching is going to be very important this season. I mean, I think it was you who mentioned that it's volatile. We did check out the numbers league wide, and the eye test and the gut feeling from last year that we all had as struggling fantasy leaguers looking for those starting pitchers to fill out our rosters last year. It's real. Pitching is so bad now. It's like not even like par for the course. Though these league changes, these league rules completely debilitated the whole pitching scene at the moment. So we'll see how they adjust this upcoming season. Well, Austin, do you think that's we're due for an adjustment here for the pitchers?
I'm sure that there is. I mean, baseball is all about adjusting. You had, I think pitching, I think this has been a long time coming with the rules of the no spider tax. So spin rates went down, they adjusted, the spin rates went back up, and then you had the pitch clock, and you had the resurgence of the running game and stealing bases. So there was a lot more for the pitchers to try and handle. So I think the other problem that we have going on here is that pitchers just aren't going more than 5 innings anymore. Barely do you see any, I think it was 8 pitchers went over 180 innings, I think, last year. And there wasn't very many that went over 200. I think there was like 2 that went over 200 innings. So, it's very hard to collect points with pitchers that aren't on a mound. So I think I think for a long time, fantasy managers were, you had a good team if you had Matt Scherzer, Justin Verlander, or somebody like that. And now those guys are getting older, and now it's kind of like, oh crap, where do we go now? Especially with the injury from Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole is not an easy number 1 pitching choice now. So now everybody's kind of like, oh crap, where do we go? Type of thing.
Really quick, Angel, you got some time. Go ahead and tell us who was after Yuri Perez, who were the last 2 picks made here?
Here, Perez, we got Bryson Stott going to Noah, and Luis Arias going to
Alex.
Robertson, and Joe Musgrove going also to Alex Robertson on this snake draft. And now it's Noah's turn to pick if it's 12 o'clock somewhere.
Let's hear from Rahil. He has some time to let us know. So this is your first time in this league, it looks like. Thoughts so far through 9 rounds? This would be like, what, a third of the way of the draft? What do you think so far?
Well, I usually personally don't draft relief pitchers until like the very end because of what I think you were saying that they just kind of the closer carousel, as they call it. Closers get hurt a lot easier to me. And you got a holds guy that's going to be taking saves. I mean, Edward Diaz, I mean, sure, he could go all the way, but he could also get hurt next week. So I don't like to draft him high. So even my pitching, as you can see, my pitching is super duper empty.
You have no pitchers?
No, I have 2.
Oh, who's your pitchers?
I got Pablo and Bobby Miller.
Well, the reason for my expression is I just saw Isaac Paredes get drafted by Noah Miller. No, you're ruining my draft here. What the hell are you doing? What made you pick Isaac Paredes at this portion of the draft?
I kind of wanted to fill that first base, third base spot, but I also really like the stats I've seen from Paredes last season. I feel like he was one of the more underrated infielders offensively. Last year, he had 30 home runs, and his average wasn't too bad last year. I know it's projected to be worse, but I think we'll get the same as we got last year.
And after Isaac Paredes, Joe Ryan, a favorite of mine, going to Melvin's team. I think he did that just to make me angry. And the dark horse catcher, probably the second most talked about player on this podcast, Gabriel Moreno. Corey Decker not taking any chances. Well, you know what? I see you, Gabriel Moreno, and I get your closer too, Paul Sewell. As you guys may or may not know, I'm very high on him this upcoming season, so I got him as my closer. David Bednar. Thank you. David Bednar going after Paul Sewell, and then Josh Lowe, who's currently hurt, going to Bob's team as we wait for Rahil to make a pick. Angel, let's go to you since you have a little bit of time here. After the Paredes pick, who was your favorite pick out of the last 5 picks that were made right now?
I mean, my favorite pick was Paredes.
After Paredes.
Looking at it, Gabriel Moreno is a really reliable offensive catcher. Like when he's on, he's on.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Sewell has good stuff at the bullpen. David Bednar was an all-star last year, the de facto Pirates all-star. So you got Josh Lowe that is injured right now, but he's a potential 2020 guy on the base on the bat and on the base bats. You got Junior Caminero, Spencer Steer, Ian Happ, and Francisco Alvarez. I'll probably go in between Paul Sewell and I like the Gabriel Moreno and Paul Sewell picks. Either of those 2.
So the Diamondbacks, go ahead and make your pick, man. Your picks, I should say, plural. Interesting here, Rahil. You picked Junior Caminero over Spencer Steer. Why?
Well, I mean, I have a first baseman. I forgot about the first baseman spot there, but I like to get prospects going and see what they're going to do.
Yeah, because
good things about them.
Yeah, you would think that Spencer Steer would be the more reliable third baseman, even if he's not a prospect. But Austin, you went with Spencer Steer. What do you like about Spencer Steer here?
Just pretty, I'm pretty high on Spencer Steer. He's gonna, he's gonna get me he's gonna get me a few stolen bases. He's projected to have good 20 or so home runs. Pretty good on base percentage. I think he's gonna be out of the young core that the Reds are starting to build. I think Spencer Steer is probably looking the best out of those guys. I'm down on Ellie De La Cruz. I don't think Ellie De La Cruz he's the sexiest pick, but I don't think he's the best pick. I think Spencer Steer is a little bit of a better pick.
Ian Happ and Francisco Alvarez going to the Mets fan. Gleyber Torres going to Angels team. And we wait to see who his second pick will be. Austin, well, yeah, Austin, since you're really good at this, how many Mets players does Carlos Borges have at this point?
Let's
Beware,
see.
beware of those
He's
homer
got
picks.
one.
Soto.
He's got one.
Oh, okay. I thought there was more. It seems like he's picking all the Mets players, but no. Okay, so
No,
Francisco Alvarez.
He's only got Francisco Alvarez. That's it.
All right, all right. Just checking, just checking. Okay, okay, okay. He doesn't want to feel my wrath this year, I take it. Okay, good for him. All right, so we're waiting on Nasty Nestor, the molest. Can't believe I almost said that word, man. I know that you're not supposed to say certain words around here anymore, but I almost used that word there. We're waiting on Angel to make his final pick here.
You almost said molester?
Yeah, that one. Go ahead.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah. What the hell? We're running out of players already. What is going on? You guys take all the offensive players.
I
Oh,
don't know
Seiya
why I'm
Suzuki.
picking so many Cubs. Like,
Another
just-
Cubs player. Wow. In a world of so many Rays players, you decide to pick Cubs players. And now Melvin and Noah have no one to pick. What's going on?
I don't know, man.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking here? And an ex-Cub.
I just want to play when I play against Rahil. I just want to stick it up to him when I beat him. Like I
Stick
beat
it-
you with Cubs players, you know.
Stick it where now? What? Careful, man. You really are living up to your moniker there.
Oh,
It's
really?
a little molesty.
To-
Let's
And not only that, but Angel, you also pick ex-Cubs farmhand Gleyber Torres, the guy who helped
Oh,
us win the
true.
World Series in 2016, by way of our oldest Chapman.
Can I ask a question?
Who's asking? Rahil?
Yeah, why is it the earliest where Noah is and it's the darkest there? I don't get it.
You know,
Like,
if you
are you
really
in your dark room? Like, what do you?
listen, if you really look close at him, if you really like just kind of stare, not look too close, but if you kind of just see from your peripherals, it just looks like a floating head because he's wearing a black T-shirt and a black background and has that beard going, so it looks like a floating head. Do one of these. Yeah, it's late in the draft. Oh my God! All right, Carlos
Castellanos.
and Josh Naylor. Oh my goodness, that's been my ace in my ace in my sleeve as Austin's turn to make a pick. That's been my ace in my sleeve. Yeah, I'm not gonna get a first baseman early, but Josh Naylor's gonna be there for me, and Carlos ruins my plans.
I feel like my plans have been ruined every pick so far, every round.
Well, it serves you right for picking guys like Paredes. Okay, now you know how it feels. Hope you learn your lesson. Yeah. Oh man, Josh Naylor. Yeah, Josh Naylor. My first baseman last year on my championship winning team. Shane Bieber going to Austin's team. That's an interesting selection there, Austin. You're not concerned with the wear and tear on a Shane Bieber this upcoming season?
Not at that pick. If it was higher, then yeah, but we're in the middle round now.
Yeah, 10th round.
He's a young winner. I'll take it.
We're a little
He's
bit
not my
over.
first. He's also not my first starting pitcher. So
Yeah, we're a little bit over a third of the way now, so we're getting there. We're slowly but surely. Actually, no. What? I can't do math tonight. We had this discussion earlier. Yeah. Oh yeah. We're about close to 40% done with this draft, so we're getting there, guys.
yeah, well, we can like speed up the clock.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. It's been already an hour. Carlos says he's trying to stay out of the homer picks. I've noticed. Well, actually, we've noticed. Austin confirmed. Let's say let's do this round. Let's do the it's already an hour in. Yeah, let's do after this 10th round, Austin, if you can. Change it to what options do we have here?
I don't know. I don't even know how to do that. So
Oh, great. I thought you could make that. Oh, I have to pause the draft to make the changes. Okay, so okay, let me make my pick first, and then we'll figure that out. But you got to pause the draft and then make that change. Well, I know I always say when in doubt, pick a pitcher. So I am. Let's go, Andres Munoz. Let's bring him back. Let's bring him back. Last year was a fluke. This year he's back, and he's going to be better than last year. And there, I got 2 closers on my team, just like everybody else. Paul Sewell, Andres Munoz. Yeah, I'm feeling good about that. Melvin is next on the clock, but let's see the last picks that were made. Jackson Chourio going to, there's another prospect going to Rahil's team. William Contreras going to Bob's team. George Springer to the auto team. I picked Andres Munoz. Merrill Kelly going to Corey's team. Let's see here. All right, so Rahil picks another prospect. So Jackson Chourio, though, I mean, you're a Cardinals fan. You're okay with the Brewers player here?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna take Bellinger if it wasn't taken before me. I don't care about teams at this point. I mean, when playing fantasy.
And Angel, you got to get going soon, is what you're telling me, or what time you got to leave?
Probably in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So.
All right, well, yeah, man, thank you so much for joining us in. Good luck to you for the rest of the draft and the rest of the night, the rest of the league, the rest of the season, I should say. Any last words from you?
Malik Cubby Blue. Let's go.
All
Have
right,
fun
man.
molesting.
Have a good have a good night. All right, so
Please, like-
let's wait. Also, let's wait until what's his face? Alex makes his second pick. Just fair warning, Noah, we're gonna pause the draft and then we're gonna give you 60 seconds to make your pick. It's been an hour, so let's speed this up a little bit, and we'll do that after this pick from Alex, who just picked Dansby Swanson. But before that, let's go. Andres Munoz was me. Merrill Kelly was homer pick by Corey. Spencer Torkelson going to Melvin's team. Advert Alzale going
Homer.
to Noah Miller. And Dansby Swanson, back-to-back Cubby players. As we
There's a
now
lot of
wait.
Cubs going. It's kind of weird.
Alzolay is also my first reliever I've drafted so far.
How do you feel about that?
I like it. I feel like he's going to get plenty of save opportunities with the Cubs. He was closer last year, and I don't feel like Council's going to move him out of closing too often. Maybe a little more than Ross did, but I feel like he'll still get plenty of save opportunities.
Alrighty. Yeah, I still remember him being a promising young starting pitcher. So it's kind of weird that now he has become a closer. But yeah, like you said, he's done pretty well for himself in that role. So good for him. Dansby Swanson, of course, as safe of a pick this late in the draft at shortstop as you can get. So
last time I was at Wrigley, I actually Alzolay started that game.
oh, look
I
at
went
that.
to last time I went to Wrigley.
And let's go. Why? Oh, okay. So let's see. League manager. I'm gonna pause. So I know. I hope you're ready to. I hope you have an idea as to who you want to pick.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna cut it down to 60 seconds, and we shall resume now. 60 seconds, go. As Blake Snell goes to Alex's team, so he's on board. The Blake Snell train looks pretty damn good going to the Giants. Big ballpark. Still gonna give up a lot of walks, I bet, but although I'm not sure how's their defense looking this year, Austin. For the Giants, I should say.
the defense for the Giants.
Yeah, the fielding team as a
I mean, you got Matt Chapman at third base, so it's third base is going to be nailed down. Brandon Crawford's not playing shortstop anymore. He's over at the Cardinals, so
Mhm.
that'll be an interesting dynamic there. But I like Matt Chapman at third for sure.
All right. Lane Thomas going to Noah's team, Nationals right fielder. Melvin on the clock. I hope he realizes that we are now 60 seconds. 60 seconds to pick. He has 45 seconds now.
Sure.
Let's see here. There it is, Stephen Kwan. Yeah, that's another safe pick. I'm not gonna be against it. Nice contact hitter, high batting average. Sometimes leads to a high on base percentage. Not too shabby. And I'm on the clock. Jackson Merrill. Oh, so someone's been paying attention. Jackson Merrill going to Corey's team, and I'll go ahead and pick my first baseman, Vinny Pasquantino. Hey, finally got my guy here. So I was not able to get him in the Baseball Life League. Evan Phillips going to the auto team, and Bob picking Eloy Jimenez. So he's finally getting around to those White Sox homer picks. I knew he would come around. Let's see here. Rahil's on the clock. He picks Chris Bassett. Why did you pick Chris Bassett?
I think Toronto's gonna get a few wins this year. I think I had him last year. He did pretty good.
Just a
I like
few
the wins
wins.
potential out of him.
Just a few wins, man.
No, I'm being sarcastic.
Okay.
He had a couple of wins, I think.
Yeah, just a few, just a handful. All right, so
But
Chris.
that's what I'm looking for again. He's projected for a few less, but I don't see why.
All righty. Well, nobody. Austin was saying nobody pitches 5 innings anymore. That's why.
Sure.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting this year. I honestly don't know what to make of it. That's why in the Baseball Life League I stockpiled on a lot of pitchers, but my offense is struggling because of it. But you know, I'm gonna use a strategy in that league like I did in this league last year, and that's stockpiling a bunch of pitchers and hope for the best. And Zach Geloff goes to Austin's team. I already wasted one rant this weekend on Zach Geloff. So, Austin, you could tell that I'm not a fan, but why are you a fan of Zach Geloff here?
It seems to be trending upward. And I needed a second baseman, and the second baseman that were left, I didn't like. So
That makes sense to me, man. It makes sense to me. Let's see here. Trying to see what I'm missing here. Yeah, but I think I promised I wasn't gonna do it in this league, but yeah, once again I went pitching heavy. And now I see that all the position players are gone. You guys, man, the position players went fast, super fast in this league. I underestimated how fast the position players would go in this league. So shame on me for not noticing, but I guess multitasking is taking the best out of me right now. Bailey Ober. Oh, of course, the Twins fan got the Twins player that I wanted. Bailey Ober going to Nyland's team. Hunter Brown going to Carlos's team. Angel going back-to-back picks. So we'll see if he'll be an auto or if he's actually going to make these picks as we enter the 12th round after Angel is done with his back-to-back selections. Evan, like I mentioned, Evan Phillips, Eloy Jimenez, Chris Bassett, Zach Geloff, Bailey Ober, a big fan of the guy, 6'9", starting pitcher. Hunter Brown still working on those secondary and tertiary pitches. Tanner Bybee, that's kind of a wild card. Safe prospect liked pitcher to get, but he came with some issues late last season. So we'll see if he's able to adjust to those for the Cleveland Guardians, who are supposed to be a pitching factory. TJ Friedel, who just got hurt. What's his injury there? Anybody know what TJ Friedel's injury was again?
I don't know. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, they were talking about it. I think I forgot. I know he's hurt. Wyatt Langford going to Carlos's team. So yeah, he's. I blame. Well, actually, I guess I should blame Corey for picking Jackson Holliday, but now all the prospects are starting to disappear. Cole Reagans. Yeah, those were the two starting pitchers on the top of my queue at the moment. So those are going to Nyland's team.
Yeah,
So
Cole Reagan's I wanted him, totally threw me off.
yeah, so Austin just got sniped, so he has 30 seconds to pivot, so to speak. Pivot.
I'm gonna take a flyer here.
Yeah, Clay Holmes from the Yankees. Chris Sale goes to Rahil's team. Ryan Helsley, the closer, going to Bob's team. Andres Jimenez going to auto team. Oh, it's my turn. Shoot, I don't know who to get. I mean, I do know who to get. It's a leap of faith, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Anthony Rizzo, come on down. Let's go. He's having a great spring. Reports are saying that he is over the concussion symptoms that he's been suffering throughout the years. So I'm hoping we can get some production out of Anthony Rizzo. Kind of a little bit of an ex-homer pick for me, but it's fine. Not a lot of position players left. My pitching staff is stacked. Josh Jung going to Corey's team to fill out his corner infield position or third base position. Melvin is on the clock. He has 30 seconds left. Let's see. We know who Clay Holmes is. Chris Sale, Rahil. What's up with that?
As I said, I was taking a flyer on this guy. He seemed pretty good this spring, so
How
hope he
much
doesn't get hurt.
How much stock do you put on spring training numbers here?
Not that for him, just looking good. It's not even numbers. I'm just talking about him just looking decent and maybe not back to form. And plus, he's on a pretty decent team, so
Yeah, it's always Brandon Nimmo disappears. I was wondering why he wasn't on my queue anymore. Brandon Nimmo going to Melvin's team. Noah going Eduardo Rodriguez of your Arizona Diamondbacks. Have you been watching Eduardo Rodriguez this spring here? What do you think there, Noah?
I have not, but I feel like he's pretty low on the rankings considering how good of a season he had last year. I know he pitched in a bit of a pitcher's ballpark as his home ballpark last year, but I still feel like he can get somewhere close to where he was last year. I'm on the boat right now.
Let's see here. Sean Murphy, another catcher going off the wayside, going to Alex's team. So Sean Murphy, you all remember Sean Murphy of the Oakland Athletics? People were talking about how much of a bust he was or whatever, and now look at him. Now everybody wants Sean Murphy early in their top tier catching position here. We're waiting on Alex's second pick as we wind down. What is this? The close to the halfway point here of the draft, 13th round. Mitch Keller, Alex Robertson, the Steelers, the Pirates pitcher as we wait for Noah to make his pick. I'm all over the place today. Wow, man, there's a lot of good pitchers left, I see. A lot of good pitchers left, but not the hitters are running out like water in a desert. That's how tired I am at this point. I'm my analogies and my analogies are just blanking right at the moment. Christian Javier going to Noah's team. Go ahead and explain yourself there, Noah.
I feel he's on a good Astros team, and he'll probably rack up some wins. And I like what I've seen from him in the past couple years he's pitched. I think he's got some good stuff.
Alrighty then. Let's see. We're waiting on Melvin. I'm trying to figure out who I should pick. And let's see, Anthony Santander. I'm not worried about that. Yeah, anytime Melvin picks an Orioles player, I'm like, whatever. It's nobody. Without giving out too much information here. All right, Andrew Vaughn. Wow, that's been liking Corey's draft so far until that one. Now I have a tough decision to make. I have a plethora of players to choose from here. It's always tough. I have like 5 or 6 players that I have an eye on, but I can't draft them all. That's unfortunate for me. But you know what? I think it's time. It's time. It's time. Let's bring back Dalton Varsho here. He's also having a great spring. All reports showing that he's improved his swing, and will look to be making more contact and not just bail out for power. So hopefully that translates into more production. Salute to Jacob Moses. Go ahead.
I got him pretty late in my other league.
Yeah, same. Yeah, same. So, yeah, I got him super late in the other league. I don't know why I'm drafting him this early, but I have offense to fill out because I went pitching heavy, and the last few rounds or so. So I got to concentrate on offense a little bit. I was saying salute to Jacob Moses, who's joining us this evening. He's in the Baseball Life League as well. We wait for Bob to make his pick. The auto pick team picked Peter Fairbanks. Peter Fairbanks going off the board. I guess Bob is a little razzled because Andrew Vaughn goes to Corey's team. So I bet you that was a White Sox player that he wanted. Oh, Anthony Volpe. I was this close to picking Anthony Volpe, but I went with Dalton Varsho. And silly of me to think that Volpe would come back to me. So
I thought he was going to be a little bit later in the draft. I was kind of eyeing him. It's a good thing I have another one in mind. So
yeah, I mean, there's plenty of players, but the talent pool is kind of drying up a little bit. So we're getting to that point of the draft where, like I said, it's running dry pretty quickly here. Willie Adames. So we had this discussion about Willie Adames, but go ahead and also explain yourself on the Willie Adames pick.
I like Willie Adames. He's a pretty good offensive shortstop. You know what you're going to get out of him. He's going to give me some, good power. And yeah, I mean, there's pretty much, I needed a shortstop. It's kind of like the Zach Geloff. I was looking at, the other shortstops. I had Volpe, and if I didn't get Volpe, I was going to get Adames. So.
Alrighty. Jeff McNeil going to Rahil's team. Well, you just like flying squirrels there, Rahil? What's going on there?
I like his eligibility. He's a good guy for a little batting average. I don't really like picking Mets generally, but
let's see. So you got Jeff McNeil, Austin with Willie Adames, Kenley Jansen going to Nyland's team. Riley Green going to Carlos's team, and you guys saw me make a face when Angel made his pick of Yoshida Matsutaka. That's a player I was able to get super late in the Baseball Life League. I guess Angel was taking notes, and he snatched him right from underneath me. So, not happy about that one. Any reason, Austin? Let's start with you. Any reason why Masataka Yoshida is going late in these drafts?
I think it's kind of a swing. He was really high last year, if I remember correctly. And then, he had an okay year last year. And so it's kind of like, I think it's kind of, he's not so sexy anymore. So it's kind of a swing back, and you've kind of forgotten about him. Plus he's on the Red Sox. Nobody's really thinking about most Red Sox right now. So they've probably forgotten about Yoshida. They're not talking about him much. So, it's probably just a swing back. I think he's good for contact. If you're looking for power, probably not the best guy to be looking for, but
I think it's more doubles power than home run power. Although truth be told, I honestly don't know how many doubles he's projected or how many he hit last year. And coincidentally enough, I'm on the Boston Red Sox Fangraphs page for some reason, so I'll get to those figures in just a bit. Jorge Polanco going to Carlos's team. Nyland going with Salvador Perez, as he is every year. It seems like he's going later and later in these drafts. Yoshida, 30 doubles versus 16 home runs is the ATC projection this season for him. So, like I said, not the sexiest of picks, not the sexiest of numbers, but 30 doubles in this league, it's still 30 doubles. So, yeah, I try to get Yoshida late in my mock drafts and in these drafts, but was not able to pull off that heist here. Rhys Hoskins going to your team, Austin. And of course, Rahil going with Garrett Cole. So Rhys Hoskins, huh, Austin?
yeah. I think Milwaukee is going to be a really good. Rhys Hoskins is quietly a consistently good player, good power. I think Milwaukee's going to be good for him. And I think honestly, Milwaukee needs somebody like Rhys Hoskins. I think that's kind of somebody that they've needed for a few years now. I think Rhys Hoskins will be a nice little player coming off an injury.
And the funny guy here, Rahil, going with Garrett Cole, 14th round. I mean, how do you feel about that, man? I don't know if you're doing this for jokes or if you're seeing some value there.
It's rumors, and I see some value. I mean, he's out 3 to 4 weeks, make it 5 to 6. I mean, my pitching's not really super strong, so I'll get him back at some point.
I didn't realize it was my turn, so my bad. Go ahead. I'm sorry I interrupted you. I didn't realize it was my turn, but go ahead. You finish up your thought there. Sorry.
No, that's what I was saying. I mean, I'm kind of surprised he lasted this long. I mean, somebody's got to. I thought somebody would pick him up, so I guess that somebody was me.
There you go. There you go. Why not you? Oh boy, and another homer pick from Corey, picking Brandon Pafat. That's what I'm gonna call him. I think he told me it was pronounced fat, but just like Pfizer, it's
I
not
think it's
Pfizer.
fought.
Well, it's not Fat, it's Pafat. That's what I'm gonna call him, and it's not Pfizer, it's Pfizer. I guess let me make some funny faces when the auto team. Noah, you're on the clock in case you didn't know. The auto team picked Tyro Estrada. That was going to be on the guy I was going to draft right now. So he went in the 18th round in the Baseball Life League. He's going in the stupid 14th round here. Nick Pivetta going to Bob's team before Tyro Estrada. I picked Jack Sawinski before Corey picked Brandon Pafat. Kyber Ruiz going to Melvin's team, and Brent Rooker going to Noah's team. So I'm not a fan of any of those guys from the Oakland Athletics, but why do you find him? Why do you find this player from the Athletics intriguing there, Noah?
I needed a left fielder, and I was kind of in between Gurriel Jr. and Rooker, and I kind of like Rooker's numbers better. His batting average is a little lower, but he by right his OBP and slugging as well as OPS as well as his OPS plus are all a little bit higher than Gurriel. His bat the only thing he's really lacking compared to Gurriel is a batting average, but I do like the rest of his stats. And I needed to fill that left fielder spot, and there's not too many great options left for left field, so I decided to go with him.
Oh wow! So maybe you would have gotten Yoshida.
I didn't care for Yoshida because I feel like he had a pretty big downfall the second half last year, so that kind of scared me away. He started off pretty sure, if I remember correctly, he started off pretty hot first few months, and then after the All-Star break, I think he kind of came back down to earth and wasn't as strong as his first half.
Nate Lowe going to Alex's team, and Noah, you're back on the clock because Alex also picked Marcelo Zuna. So that's another guy I've been able to get in a lot of my mock drafts, Marcelo Zuna, and for some reason I'm 0 for 2 now, trying to get Marcelo Zuna in the live drafts. So 15th round, what is that? That is a little bit more than halfway. We're okay, so we're about 56% of the way. I had to do the calculation there on the separate screen. Craig Kimbrell. Wow, Noah. No, I'm laughing because I'm not the biggest fan. So far, you picked all the players I'm not a fan of, but convince me why Craig Kimbrell is not that bad of a pick here.
Well, I feel like he's got the closer experience, and obviously with Felix Bautista out, he's gonna get the save opportunities in Baltimore, and I feel like other relievers left, he's probably on one of the better teams, maybe besides a couple others that might be undrafted. But I feel like he'll rack up some saves on a good Baltimore team.
Alrighty then. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out who I want. Let's go. Let's take all the outfielders. Jordan Walker. So back to back outfielders from me. Jordan Walker was a guy I kind of missed out on in the Baseball Life League, but I made sure to get him in this league. After Craig Kimbrell, JP Crawford going to Melvin's team. That's a solid pick. I like his on-base percentage in a non-base league. Nate Yovaldi going to Corey's team. Jordan Walker going to my team. Sonny Gray he was the best pitcher available, so the auto pick made it for him. Michael King, he was on my queue right now. I just added him to my queue, and just like that, he's gone. So Michael King goes to Bob's team, and we now wait for Rahil to make a choice as we look in on Rahil Kakalapata to make his decision. It's like I'm at a golf match up here. He takes the approach. He's studying the green. He has 30 seconds to make that putt. He's diligently thinking. And he's going with Tanner Scott. Tanner Scott, the guy who wrote the American National Anthem, right? Oh, that's Francis Scott Key, my bad. Tanner Scott, so lefty out of the Marlins. Tell me about him.
I have no idea. I just need a reliever. I don't know baseball like you guys, man.
Yeah. Sorry about that. It's my fault for assuming. Okay, so Tanner Scott, Marlins closer, former Orioles farmhand. We've been waiting on. I've been personally waiting on Tanner Scott to do something big, and he finally got to it last season. So I'm a huge fan. Big strikeout numbers. He was able to control his walks last year, but we'll see what he does. He's kind of having a bad spring so far this year, and a lot of the fantasy baseball podcasts are kind of down on him. As to Uri Ruiz, public enemy #1. So another player that I don't like, another ace player. Austin, you're trying to boil my blood pressure here. What do you like about Esteury Ruiz?
Stolen
Fast.
bases.
I'm
Yep.
sorry, it's the fast Jimmy John
He's
fast.
fast.
Yeah,
Stolen bases. I mean, he's projected to have 60 something stolen bases. So
I benched him in the last month of my season because he was actually hurting me more than helping me in this league, and I told Angel I think I told Angel that had I started Esteury Ruiz last season during the championship playoff games, I probably would have not won the championship because he was that big of a letdown. Oh, Bryce Miller. He just went. I thought I can get him in one more round, but I got greedy with those outfielders. I got too cute, and I lost it on Bryce Miller, who I've been getting on every single one of my mock drafts. I got him in the Baseball Life League, and now I wave goodbye to him as he joins Carlos's team. Before Bryce Miller, Ezekiel Tovar going to Nyland's team, Alex Lang and Carlos Estevez back-to-back closers by Angel, or those are like the last two closers I would ever want on my team there. Jake Berger going to Carlos. Jazz Chisholm going very late in this draft to Nyland's team. So I just
He's
added
next on my list.
I just added him like after I drafted after I drafted Jack Sawinski, and now I'm wondering if maybe if I didn't play my cards right, maybe I got the wrong Cardinal player, Jordan Walker. I don't know. Who's on the board? Oh, okay, Austin has 25 seconds left to play to make their pick, and I honestly don't know what I should do. I mean, I have holes to fill out, but I wish I had the ability to adjust my team as the draft goes on, because I would put Mookie Betts at second base, and that should help me concentrate and visualize my team a little bit better. But you're going with Shota Imanaga. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? So you like Imanaga, huh?
no.
What the hell?
That's like it was either him or another pitcher that hasn't been picked yet. I need to round out my starting pitching. I don't know. I'm not big on Imanaga, but I mean closer to the end, and I need to round out my starting pitching. All the other starting pitchers that I thought would be okay are out or not signed yet. So who knows when they're gonna play. So, you know.
All right, so we're waiting on Rahil now. So basically, he was an arm that was available, so you got him.
Yes.
He's gonna get you good strikeouts. He's been looking really good strikeouts wise in spring. His ERA might be a little high due to his fly ball tendencies, but I do like his strikeout numbers. I thought about grabbing him as well.
All right, so Bob is on the clock. Before that, Carlos Correa. We talked ad nauseum about him on Sunday. He's going to Rahil's team. So there was another player I wanted to bring up, but because Carlos Correa wasn't drafted yet, I didn't bring him up at all. But Carlos Correa was a point of contention on Sunday's show because of the age factor, the injury. Oh yeah, Willie Adames or Carlos Correa. Obviously, Austin decided that Willie Adames had more value than Carlos Correa. So 3 picks later, Rahil goes ahead and says, "Okay, well, I'll pick Carlos Correa then." You still believe
Yeah, I
in
need to
Carlos
fill
Correa?
a spot there.
Fill a spot there. Okay.
Yeah.
You're not concerned that he's not going to steal any bases for you?
I was looking at stolen bases out of these second baseman, shortstop people, and I might have missed somebody, but I couldn't find anybody.
The hell?
So I just went with.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at the comments here. Um, Carlos Correa is only 29. I thought Angel told me he was 31 or something. Oh,
Yeah, I thought he
29,
was older.
29 and a
Yeah.
half. He just looks older. 29 and a half years
He
old.
looks like he's 40.
Willie Adames is the one who's older. I think he's 31, right? As Justin Verlander goes to the auto team. Good. Get away from Melvin's team. That's good, because I don't want to hear Melvin bragging about how he had Justin Verlander again. No, Willie Adames is 28 and a half. What the hell? Angel, you're letting me down here. Justin Turner going to Bob's team before that, before the Justin Verlander. So 2 Justins going back to back. Oh, shit. It's my turn. Let's see. Well, what do I always say? When in doubt, go for the pitcher. So I'm gonna get Tristan McKenzie because I haven't had a pitcher in a while. You guys keep taking all my pitchers, so I gotta get pitchers. I see a comment here. Oh
I
yeah,
hate
Carlos.
you. I wanted him.
Yeah, you should have got him in the previous round. Carlos says he has Carlos Correa has an ankle of a 100-year-old. That's why we're confused. Jacob, who's a Detroit Tigers fan, asking, "Do you like Jazz Chisholm?" I really don't, but it's the 15th, 16th round. Might as well take that upside, that power speed combination. I don't like the on base and the batting average potential, but you know, the counting stats are there, so that would have been nice to have. After Tristan McKenzie, Jorge Soler going to Corey's team. Nolan Gorman. I know that Melvin's a big fan of Nolan Gorman, but he'll be dropping him by the 3rd week of the season. Yenner Diaz going to Noah Miller. I had him on my queue, Noah. Had him on my queue. So Yenner Diaz is going to looks like he's going to get all the at-bats he can handle out of the catching position. Last year, he took advantage of the fact that he was in a platoon system, mostly against left-handed pitchers, and also playing first base and DH. Don't need to crouch too much. You're not concerned that he'll be crouching more often this upcoming season, and will still be able to produce for you, Noah?
No, I'm not too concerned about that, and I really like his numbers from last year as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I like him. I like his numbers from last year too, but and I picked him as my number 1 catcher in the Baseball Life League out of desperation. But that is in the back of my head, like, man, he'll be crouching more this season. I don't know how he's gonna respond to that.
It
Go
was
ahead.
between him and Cal Raleigh for me, and I liked his numbers a little better overall than Cal Raleigh.
All right, big dump truck. Alex picking Lourdes Gurriel out of the Diamondbacks. I'm sure Corey's kicking himself for not being able to pick him sooner. Let's see here. All right, so 30 seconds left to go with Alex's second pick here as we start the 17th round. 10 more rounds to go, guys. You guys have it in you to finish this off? You guys have the stamina? You've been working out all off season for this?
Kind of have to at this point, don't we?
Just drop it in a second if I didn't hear me.
All right. Still some decent pitchers left, some decent hitters left. You guys just got to grab a shovel and a pickaxe and look for them. I'm not going to give you guys all the answers.
He was just driving around, and when I summoned him, he's not stopping.
All right. Yeah. Sorry. No, I had to mute you because I was hearing background noise from your camera there. Sorry about that. Just unmute yourself when you get a chance to talk again. Chas McCormick going to Alex's team. And now Noah is on the clock. Yeah, I think I like Yenner Diaz better than Chas McCormick at this stage. If we're going to pick Astros players, Marcus Stroman going to Noah's team. Again, you're on mute, Noah. So when you get a chance, unmute yourself. Talk a little bit about Marcus Stroman in this 17th round pick. You got to unmute. There you go.
I like Stroman. He's a little bit of a homer pick because he was a Cub last year. I know he's had some injury issues in the past, and that worries me a little bit. But I do like his stuff, and especially in Yankee Stadium. He's a ground ball pitcher, so he's not going to give up too many home runs in the smaller ballpark. And when he's healthy, he's on his game. So I'm hoping for a healthy season from him, and should get some good stuff from him if he's healthy.
All right. Yeah. But he's not going to pitch opening day, though. So is that a concern for you?
No, not at all.
Luis Franquifo going to Melvin's team. Okay. Brusdar Graterol, the 100-mile-per-hour relief pitcher, going to Corey's team. Oh, boy. Let's see here. What do we have? Okay. It's my turn to pick. I'm thinking, guys. I'm thinking. You know what? What do I always say? When in doubt, just
Take
grab a
center
no,
fielder.
no. I already have too many center fielders. Pick a pitcher, and that pitcher is AJ Puke. AJ Puke going to my team. I'm gonna draft for the upside, and of course, the stupid auto draft picking Wilson Contreras.
You'd have loved that one.
I was gonna pick him. I was hoping to pick him later. I mean, he's lasted this long. I'm wondering why he's lasted this long. But yeah, it's maybe I should have gone with him instead. But oh well. I fell in love with the sexiness that is AJ Puke. He's sexy and he knows it. So how many pitchers does that give me? Oh, okay. So they put AJ Puke on the as a relief pitcher. But he should be starting for the Marlins this upcoming season, at least at the very beginning, as the Marlins are decimated with injuries. Let's see. Wilson Contreras, Jason Adam, that's a good pick by Bob. Max Muncy going to Rahil's team, sorry. Jose Alvarado going to Austin's team, and Christian Encarnacion Strand going to Atlanta's team. Max Muncy, Rahil, what's up?
Power. That's about it. Eminem power.
Yeah, right. Now you're playing with power. Max Muncy power. Jose Alvarado, huh? Austin.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna get some saves. He's gonna get some holds. I needed to round out my relief pitching. I think he's gonna. I mean, he's always solid back there for, the Phillies bullpen. So, I like his potential to get both saves and holds.
After Christian Encarnacion Strand, Luis Severino going to the Mets fan. Mets player picking Mets. I thought he was going to limit his homer picks. Guess that was a lie. Thanks, Carlos. You let me down again. Cedric Mullins and Jeremy Pena going back to Angels team. We now go back to the Mets fan. Carlos, who was he going to pick? Let me see. Let me guess. A Mets player. Alrighty then. So Austin, what do you think about Jeremy Pena, Cedric Mullins going back to Angels team here?
I was actually eyeing Cedric Mullins, so that's a pretty good pick. Dang, all the people that I'm eyeing at this point are starting to go now, so that's great.
Yeah.
So now it's my turn.
My queue is
Um,
also looking very thin at the moment.
I'm thinking. I think I'm gonna have to take a flyer.
This isn't hockey though. Oh, Carlos Rodon. Okay. Okay. This late in the draft, it's the 18th round. That's you could do worse than that.
Yeah, I mean he's had very good seasons. Not so great season last year. But in the 18th round, he has a high ceiling. He has the potential to have a good value for 18th pick. He rounds out my starting pitching. I only got one more pitcher to get on my lineup, and then we'll start looking at bench players.
All right. And then Joe Payamps going to Rahil's team.
My first reliever.
That's the guy who's supposed to be replacing Devin Williams in the interim. He had a really good season last year, but before that, he was a disaster in his first couple of seasons in the major league. So we'll see if 2024 will be more of the same as last year, or if he'll return back to the mediocre pitcher that he was before he joined the Brewers. And Carlos reminded me that I've only picked 2 Mets players. Thank you very much. It's my turn now. Let's go with Colt Keith here. I'm not going to take any more chances and get one of the prospects I've been eyeing on since last year. You guys are stealing all my prospects, so I might as well get the one I want here. Over to Corey. Yeah, try to take another prospect from me, Corey Tucker.
Took one from me.
He's been taking everybody, man. He's been having a pretty good draft. At least from what I remember, except there was that one pick I didn't like. I forgot what it was, though. Are we able to look at this by teams there? I think, Austin, you did that before.
Yeah, you can.
How do I do that?
What are you
want
on?
me to check?
Corey's team. Just want to see who he has. Yeah.
On your browser, if you click on their icon in the draft room, it'll come up.
Oh,
But,
I see it. I
let's
see it.
see.
I see it. I see it. Gabriel Yeah, go ahead.
Catchers, Gabriel Moreno, homer pick. Andrew Vaughn, first base, Jackson Holliday, second base, Ellie De La Cruz, third. Trey Turner's his shortstop. His middle infielder's Jackson Merrill, and then his corner infielder there is it Josh or Jace Young?
That's Josh. Yeah.
Is it Josh? Josh Young. And then his outfield is Randy Rosarena in left, Cody Bellinger in center, Jorge Soler in right. And his pitching staff looks like Logan Gilbert, Aaron Nola, Merrill Kelly, Brandon Fott, and Nate Eovaldi as his starting pitching. His relief core is Raisel Iglesias, Brusdar Gratterall, and Yuki Matsui so far.
Pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. Oh, I don't know. Oh, this is only my 3rd year playing fantasy baseball. Okay, he's lying to us. He's been playing since he was a kid. Come on,
Right.
he's lying to us. It's pretty damn good. I like that team.
Yeah, he's since we've started this league, he's had top 5 teams each year. So he's always right there.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's why I don't believe that he's only been doing this for a couple of years though, so that's why. You Darvish, after I picked Cole Keith, you Darvish went, Jose Leclerc went to Noah's team, Alec Bohm went to Alex Robertson's team as we wait for his second selection. We still believe in you Darvish here, Austin?
He was another one I was eyeing. I think he's pretty consistent, but his ERA is projected just to be a little over 4. And I think the Padres are a little bit of, I don't know, everybody really, everybody thought, oh, with the Cease trade, now they're back in it. I don't necessarily know if they're back in it. They've lost a lot of pieces. So it might be, I think that's a tale of, and the Padres have fallen off the last couple of years. They thought they were going to be really good. They had way better players, and they didn't do anything with those players. So I don't know what people expect to get by just trading Dylan Cease. So how many wins are you going to get out of Yu Darvish? And Yu Darvish is a little bit older. I believe he's in his mid-30s. So I don't know what to think of Yu Darvish. I thought about him, but decided against it. So but he could be a good value because you know what you're going to get out of Yu Darvish. So
Carlos says that he is cooked, you Darvish, cooked. Cooked. While you were speaking, Alex finally made his second pick, and that was Yennier Cano. I would normally say that's a homer pick, but I do love me some Yennier Cano. Corey is now auto drafting for the rest of the time here, so thank you so much for joining us tonight. Corey, good luck the rest of the way. Aaron Savali going to Noah's team. And Ryan Pepio going to Melvin's team. Tommy Edmond going to Corey's auto team. And now it's my turn. I don't know what to do. Don't you have a fantasy baseball podcast that deals with all this crap? Like, leave me alone, okay? I mean, everybody took all my favorite players. I don't know. I'm kind of razzled. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. Who am I kidding? I'll be up a little late. Yeah, let's go by need here. Oh, I already did that already. Never mind. Okay, let's just pick a catcher. Now's the time to pick a catcher. I don't know who else to pick. We're gonna Hoppy. There you
damn
go.
you.
I mean, blame whoever picked Wilson Contreras. Blame him. Not my fault. Pick
I'm
him.
blaming you.
No, blame him. I was gonna pick Wilson Contreras in this round, but they said no. So blame that guy. Walker Bueller going to the auto pick team. Reed Detmers going to Bob's team. Austin, you're a big fan of Reed Detmers, right?
I mean, he's all right. He's okay.
He's okay.
Just I don't know. I'm not huge on Angels pitching altogether, so it is what it is.
Okay. All right, fair enough, fair enough. Let's see here.
062995.
Wow, I just realized I don't have any shortstops. Oh man, Felipe, you really dropped the ball on this one. I fell in love with these pitchers, man.
Go.
Well, no shortstop yet.
No shortstop. I mean, I Hassan Kemp can play short.
None.
Oh crap.
Charlie Morton. Okay. Charlie Morton kind of broke down last year. Actually, he looked pretty bad at times last season, even throughout the year. But the strikeouts were still there. But he was getting rattled. But you're not concerned there?
It was a little bit. I mean, I had him a few years ago on the Astros, but yeah, that the strikeouts are what I've been looking at. Plus, he's on the Braves. That helps. But yeah, he did kind of get shelled in spring training as well.
All right. Well, you're gonna put my theory of older being better at starting pitcher to test here, so I appreciate that. Austin, you going with Zach Neto, your Angels brethren there. Was that
Yeah, I really like Zach Neto. I like the young guys for the Angels. I like Ohapi. I like Neto. I think, you know, those guys are kind of they're set up to click. They did pretty well offensively. Both Ohapi and Neto got hurt through in the middle of the year, but before that, they were having great offensive years. I think 19th round is pretty good value for Neto, especially if, you know, for instance, right now I have Bogart's probably going to go over to second base. I have Willie Adames at short. If either one of those don't work out, I have Neto. Hopefully, you know, I think I have enough to hope that Neto has a good season, and if not, I can put him on the bench or, you know, wait until he clicks.
And while you were discussing, James Outman went to Nyland's team, Heimer Candelario going to Carlos's team. Angel going back to back with Brandon Drury and Brian Wu. So there, the dream of me getting Bryce Miller or Brian Wu officially ends there. Screw you guys, I'm going home. Man, this has been a very frustrating draft. Everything that I thought was going to happen has not happened. But that's why you play the games. You play to win the game.
Playoffs.
Playoffs. You want to talk about playoffs? Playoffs. It's okay. You know, I got plenty of players up my sleeve. Cal, big dumper Raleigh going late to Carlos's team.
That was one of two catchers that I had been looking at. If the other one gets picked here, I'm gonna go home.
Well, Nyland has a catcher, but he might decide to pick a backup catcher. So we'll see. He's a wild card, that guy. Nyland is.
You don't need no stinking backup catcher. I did
Yeah,
that.
he does. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
Son of
Mitch
a
Garver.
bitch.
Mitch Garver, make a trade.
Okay, good. That's not the one I wanted.
Oh, okay. That would have been. You got Jonah Heim. Okay, I would have preferred Mitch Garver, but okay, Jonah Heim. I mean, he's gonna get all the starts he can handle in Texas, right?
Yeah, yeah, and you know, he's projected to have a, you know, I don't look for catcher. I don't look for any value at catcher because they don't play in, you know, they just don't play enough. I was hoping for Ohapi. He got sniped away from me. So, you know, I was looking for decent enough catcher. I mean, unless you're, I don't know. I don't covet catcher. I know everybody's like, damn it, I didn't get the big guy, you know, but catchers don't play a whole lot. So, you know, I've learned my lesson. I used to try and get the best catcher, and then I'd get two. So now I've kind of learned my lesson is like, I'm not really focusing on catcher anymore because then I lose if I focus on catcher. So.
Yeah, we talked about it in this league that catcher is as deep as it's ever been in a long time. So, yeah, you could definitely wait on catcher nowadays. That's why I waited so long for Logan Ohapi. But yeah, it was getting to that
I
point
think
where
this is the latest I've ever waited for a catcher.
yeah, I'm not surprised. Like it's super deep. I mean, this current class of prospects. I know it's my turn, guys. Don't worry. This latest prospect class of catchers has been something else to watch. They've superseded all my expectations. So we'll see what they do for an encore in 2024. Let's go with the sexy pick. Let's go with Curtis Mead of the Tampa Bay Rays. Always risky to pick any Rays player, offensive player, but Curtis Mead is one of my top 5 prospects coming into the season. So I definitely wanted him. It looks like he's going to get some starting nods in Tampa, and he might even play second base and not just third base, but second base as well. So looking forward to that, to see if that comes to fruition. And of course, ESPN puts him on my bench. So yeah, they're gonna make me pick a shortstop that I don't want at the end. So because I wish I could find a way to adjust this as I go, but it won't let me do it. That's so frustrating because I have a shortstop in Hassan Kim, but they have him at third base, which is so stupid. Anyway, no use in me complaining about it as we wait for Melvin. Oh, shoot. A lot of picks were made. Robert Suarez going to Cardi B's team. Kyle Harrison going to Bob's team. The other killer bee in this league. Braxton Garrett and his injured arm. I think it's an injured arm. Braxton Garrett, I forgot. And then I got Curtis Mead, Will Smith. He got jiggy with Corey Decker's team. Robert Stevenson going to Melvin's team. He's currently hurt, but when he's on, he's on. Jordan Wicks, Noah. he showed some promise last year, didn't he? Your guy Jordan Wicks.
Yeah, I liked what he had last year, and I'm really liking what I've seen him from him in spring too. I think he started the most out of all the pitchers for the Cubs in spring so far, and I've really liked most of what I've seen. So I feel like he's gonna just stay on that trajectory and put up some decent strikeout numbers the way his stuff looks.
Yeah, he at times he looked electric, but then you look at his from last I checked his numbers, they were kind of not living up to the eye test, so to speak, or the highlights that you would see on television. But the dude comes with a lot of promise. So this
The numbers aren't great, but I think it might be just lack of innings from last year. I know he had a decent amount, but I think they're skewered by a bad start or two that he had last year, if I remember right.
yeah,
But I
there was
do like what I see from him so far.
Kyle Bradish going to Alex's team. That's a homer pick a little bit there, and he's still on the mend. Last I checked, Kerry Carpenter. Why do birds suddenly appear every time Alex appears? Oh, come on. Nobody watches The Simpsons here? Or listens to the band of Carpenters? Nobody? Okay, fine.
How many IL spots we have?
3. We have 3 IL spots.
We're already playing the IL game.
Yeah.
Just wondering.
Starling Marte going to Corey's team. Christopher Morel. So back-to-back Cubs. I think Noah got tired of who's the guy? Angel picking up all the Cubs players there. Well, you know what I say. When in doubt, pick a pitcher. Griffin Canning, come on down. Let's go.
Oh.
Griffin Canning before Austin gets that in his thought in his head that he wants to get Griffin Canning in the next round.
I don't want Griffin Canning, so you're good.
Okay, I got Griffin Canning in all my leagues so far.
I don't want Griffin Canning. I believed in Griffin Canning for a while, and now you know what you're gonna get from Griffin Canning. So I don't.
He looked pretty good last year at the end. He looked pretty promising. He looked like he was finally.
Can't you tell that I'm an Angels fan that's been stabbed in the heart one too many times?
I mean, I get it, man. I get it. But let's see. September 2nd against the A's, 7 strikeouts, no
and I'm
walks.
turning my poor girlfriend into an Angels fan too. So we can be miserable together.
Naturally. Against the Tigers, September 15th, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk. He did give up 4 earned runs, so I can see why you're mad at him. But 7 strikeouts and 3 walks against the Tampa Bay Rays, and only 2 earned runs given up. And finished pretty strong against the Rangers. 6 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, 2 earned runs, but got the loss anyway because the Rangers were en route to a World Series. What happened? Lars Nootbaar, Johan Rojas, Kyle Finnegan, Brian Bello. Brian Bello. You rather have Brian Bello than Griffin Canning?
Yep.
All right. Why? Elaborate, please.
I mean, he's projected to have about 160, 170 innings. Yeah, he had a 4.5 ERA last year, but his FIP was at a 4.02. He's got the big contract as the opening day starter. It seems as though the Red Sox, even though they don't believe in anybody, it seems as though that they believe in Brian Bello. So, there's something to be said there. I mean, ace pitcher for that team anyway. I wouldn't say he's a number 1 by any means, but at the same time, an opening day starter at round 21. And I picked him up. I picked him up late last year, and he did pretty well for me late in the down the stretch. So, I figured take another flyer on him in the late rounds here, and what can go wrong with an opening day starter? Oh yeah, a lot, but
You could be like Marcus Stroman and not be an opening day starter. And then
I heard that was like very heavily misconstrued, that he wasn't even asked to be the opening day starter.
That I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because he said that he had a pitching program to follow and that he wouldn't be ready for it because he's very meticulous like that. But people took it the wrong way, thinking, "Oh, he doesn't want to take one for the team." But ooh,
it's not like Anthony Rendon.
Well, really quick,
Don't
some
get me
interest.
started on that guy. Even
No.
though even though I started it, don't get me started on that guy.
Well, that's why I want to change gears really quick. Mason Miller. I see. After you pick Brian Bello, Mason Miller went. Hunter Harvey. That I just put him on my queue, thinking I can get him in this next round. Nope, he's gone. Justin Lawrence. Why would anybody pick any Rockies players? That's what I want to know. And of course, Angel just had to get Nestor Cortez
He
on his nasty Nestor the Molester team.
You said molester.
Bad Felipe.
Bad, bad, bad. You know what's bad? Even worse, Cal Finnegan. Why would you do that to yourself, man? Oh, looks like Rahil. Oh no, you just stood still like a rock. Wow, man.
Oh yeah, what's up?
Cal Finnegan,
yeah,
bro. You picked them. Do you remember you picked them? Not
yeah,
too
I
long
remember
ago.
now. He might get the saves. I don't know on Washington.
I mean, he will have to. He's gonna take kind of the first crack at the closer's role, but doesn't mean he's gonna be good at it. But
Yeah.
Hunter Harvey was the selection I would have made there. Eugenio Suarez. No, not a fan. Gavin Stone just got awarded the 5th rotation spot for the Dodgers, I heard. So congratulations to you. But that's gonna be some growing pains. As Austin has 30 seconds to make a pick here. In the meantime, Kodai Senga. Oh wow. So you're gonna go roll the dice with that injury bug there? Kodai Senga?
It's not really an injury bug. He's going to be back in a couple months.
What's up? What's his? I forgot what his injury was.
I don't remember
I
either.
thought it was an elbow. I thought he had an elbow. That's why I'm kind of steering away from him.
I don't remember what it is, but I know he'll be back in a couple months.
All right. So you're gonna wait a couple months.
It's a shoulder.
Shoulder. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah. You're gonna wait a couple of months. Rahil says he's gonna wait 3 months for Max Scherzer to come back. Do you think he's gonna come back sooner than that? Because I also got Max Scherzer in the other league as well.
I think he might. He's throwing medicine balls, so
Yeah, and the Carlo I just caught that. Carlos says shoulder strain. Yeah, medicine balls, Max Scherzer, he's back at it. When's the last time you guys used a medicine ball? For me, it was high school, senior year of high school.
I used one last week at PT.
Oh wow,
I
PT.
went to the gym last week, I think.
Okay, Noah going to the gym. Wait, what are you doing PT for there, Rahil?
Everything. I'm old, but neck, back.
Your
Like,
neck.
medicine balls suck.
Yeah, my back.
Your neck, your back. Anyway,
Hey, Pepto Bismol. Oh, wait a minute.
what the? Oh, it's my turn, guys. You got to tell me these things. Jesus Christ! You know, I need a shortstop. So I'm gonna get Jordan Lawler here.
Hey, Felipe, it's your turn.
Am I on a delay here? Victor Scott the second. I'm surprised he didn't go to Rahil's team, but he's going to
Pendejos.
Corey's teams. Thank you. Brian Abreu going to Melvin. That's actually a really good pick by Melvin, and Ryan McMahon going to Noah. Noah, man, you keep picking these players I don't like, man. But Angel picked him up in the other league as well. He seems to not have given up on him, and I guess you don't give up on Ryan McMahon too easily either.
I like him on my bench to fill in for spots if I needed. He's got power. Not too bad of an average either. So
yeah,
looking forward to him filling in when needed from the bench.
Yeah, he does have power. I mean, he plays in Colorado, so the power will be there, but everything else is just, man, I don't know. Victor Scott II, for those who don't know, was a low-level Cardinals prospect who has risen up the rankings because he stole a bazillion bases last year in the minors. And it looks like he has an opening, a path towards regular starts in St. Louis as they deal with all their injuries. Rahil, I'm pretty sure you've heard of him, right? At least tell me that much.
Yeah, no, he's on my queue. I was just waiting, but I was gonna get Lars Nootbaar too, but I wasn't sure when he was gonna be back.
Yeah, well, Victor Scott is gonna benefit from all that time missed. Andrew Abbott, Shane Baz, that not bad for Alex going back-to-back pitchers there. It's actually pretty darn good. All right, let's see. How many pitchers do I have? 1, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pictures in my bank account. Pictures in my bank account. Pictures. Yeah, he got it. Oh, Melvin getting Max Kepler. Before Max Kepler was picked by Melvin, John Gray going to Noah's team, and then Chase Delatour, outfielder for the Cleveland Guardians, going to Corey's team. He got me there. I don't even know who the hell Chase Love Delatour is. Anybody know who that guy is? No? All right.
No idea.
Well, crap, it's my turn.
Okay.
How many pitchers did I say I have? You know what? I'm just gonna pick a pitcher. Fuck it. Kenta Maeda.
Wait,
Let's
seven.
go. Come on down. Kenta Maeda. How many did I? 7?
Or with my Ada, it's 8.
All right. Give me all
Holy
the
fuck.
Austin's on the clock. Michael Garcia went to Bob's team. Chris Bryant went to the auto pick team before that. Jung Hoo Lee, that's a good pick. He might be something in this league. We'll see. Nolan Schanuel, as Austin is true to his word, he does like the Angels' young players coming to the season. Gavin Lux
Big on
going.
base guy. He's projected to be just under 400 on base.
Yeah, that's what I saw as well. But you know, got to see it to
I
believe
have
it.
a lot of power. I need some on base.
There you go. Gavin Deluxe going to Nyland's team. And Ronaldo Lopez going to the Mets team, Mets club, Mets fan, Carlos Borges. Chase de la Tour is a left-handed hitter, 6'4", 235, big boy, 22-year-old outfielder. First pick, 16th overall in the 2022 draft out of James Madison University. I forgot somebody within our circle went to James Madison, and I don't remember who it was. But let's see, what did he do? So far in spring training, has 3 home runs, 7 RBI. Is hitting with a WRC plus of 289. So it looks like what he's about 189% better than league average hitters. Is that what it is? Is that how you do it? Is that how you math? Yeah, he played in Double A last year. So actually he played complex league, high A, Double A last year. Chase Delatour never has shown this. Well, actually, yeah, I was thrown off by the ISO power. Yeah, he's had pretty successful campaigns as a 21-year-old in high A and double A last year. So we'll see what he does this year, but probably plays better in a dynasty type of league than a league like this one. Austin, waiting on you. After Ronaldo Lopez, Josh Bell, Leody Taveras going back to back to Angels team. MJ Melendez going to the Mets fan. Frankie Montez going to Nyland's team. Michael Waka Flocka. I said that Michael Waka was a boring player to get, but I guess in this late in the draft, not too shabby for you, Austin, huh?
No, I think he'll be pretty good, especially in that cavernous ballpark over there at Kansas City. He did pretty good over at San Diego. I think he'll be a good value pick, especially since I got to throw Senga on the IL there, so I kind of need another pitcher on the bench. So I think he'll be a good holdover until Senga shows up.
After Michael Waka, Mason Wynn going to the Cardinals fan, Joey Ortiz going to Bob's team, Willie Whit Merrifield going to AJ's team. I picked Jonathan India. Ryan Mountcastle going to Corey's team because of course he went with Ryan Mountcastle. DL Hall, that's a good pick by Melvin. Nelson Velasquez going to Noah's team. Jake Cronenworth going to Alex's team. Nelson Velasquez, former Cub player, right? I don't even remember. Shame on me for not remembering, but he played for the Cubs at one point, right?
Yeah, he was he had a huge grand slam for the Cubs early on against Seattle last year. And then he
That's
got
what it was.
traded just because the Cubs didn't really have anywhere to play him. He he's projected to be a really good player offensively, and I like his projections, and I liked how he looked with the Royals too. They didn't have a great lineup last year.
We'll see if that comes to fruition then. Jake Cronenworth goes to Alex's team. Jake Cronenworth was everybody's darling the last couple of seasons, and he has fallen out of favor with a lot of people. A lot of people, Jake Cronenworth did. Austin, any insight you have on Jake Cronenworth?
Not much. I mean, he's good for first, second base. but he's kind of lost all the jobs that he was supposed to have. I think he had the Padres by the balls, and then he didn't perform. So I think, Ha-Seong Kim is taking short. You have Xander Bogaerts over at second. The only place left for him is first base. And that's just because they don't have a first baseman right now. So I mean, I think Jake Cronenworth is Jake Cronenworth for this late in the round. I think he deserves a spot on a fantasy lineup. So late is okay, but he's not anything to write home about by any means.
Matt Brash, I believe he was injured too, but Alex is going to go with it. And then Austin Hayes going to Melvin's team, Vaughn Grisham going to Corey's team on the auto pick, which brings us back to this guy right here, your commissioner. Let's see here. Well, I'm just trying to look at who I have on my bench. I don't think I need any more hitters, do I? I have 3 hitters on my bench. There's one more guy I want to get though. But if I get him, then I only have room for 2 more pitchers after this. I keep miscounting the number of starting pitchers I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many do I need usually? Need 6, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6, 5. So 6. So I think 8's a good number. All right, I'll just get Jordan Westbrook and figure out what I get next time. Jordan Westbrook, I missed out on him in the other league, and I also missed on Tyro Estrada, so I at least want to get a middle infielder or Jordan Westbrook's caliber here. Hopefully he gets traded out of Baltimore and goes to a team that will give him more starts, because as you guys know, the Orioles are loaded at the infield. So one little mistake by Jordan Westbrook and he might get benched, but I've always liked him as a prospect coming up the Orioles.
Okay.
After Matt Brash, Sean Manaea, Austin Hayes, Vaughn Grisham, Jordan Westbrook, Aroldis Chapman going to the auto team, Andrew Benintendi going to Bob's team. There you go. See, yeah, he got to a slow start, but he eventually picked all the White Sox players he could, right? Carlos saying he got paid though. Who got paid?
I would go get it, but I'm next.
I don't know who Carlos is talking about. He got paid. Who got paid? Shamania? Nah. Anyway, Austin is next, like he said on the background right there. Holy moly. All right. Paul Skeens going to Cardi's team.
Paul Skeens is an interesting pick. He's starting in the minors.
Rahil, Sal Frelick going to Austin's team. Byron Buxton going to an Island's team. Seth Lewis going to Carlos's team. Sorry, blanking here. 25th round. We're almost done, guys. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. A little bit over 2 hours, but I think moving it to 60 seconds per pick was a big game changer. So that made all the difference in the world as we kind of wait to see what happens here. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how many pitchers I had last year to make a formidable pitching staff. Maybe I'll get one more pitcher and then get a interesting wild card selection and call it a night as we wait for nasty Angel to make his back-to-back picks. We got Alex on the front end and an Angel on the back end. We couldn't have picked 2 better people for those roles at the number 1 and number 12 spot. Carlos says that Jake Cronenworth was the guy who got paid. Angel
You
going
took
with
2 off of my queue.
Bo Naylor and Parker Meadows,
2 in a row.
younger brothers of Major League veterans already. Bo, Josh's brother, and Parker is Austin Meadows' brother. What were you saying there, Rahil? I'm sorry, I kind of cut you off there.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, I was saying those are 2 off my queue.
Oh, I thought you were saying
Right in a
something
row.
else. Yeah.
Something molesty.
Yeah, did not expect him to get those players. So Tyler O'Neill.
Tyler Bro Neal.
You miss him? You dream about him?
I mean, who wouldn't?
I don't. I mean, I told you Cardinal fans don't get too attached, man. Cardinals are gonna get rid of him. You'll see.
Oh no, I was okay with him going. That's fine.
John Brevia, he's gonna start out on the injured list, I believe. Louis Varlin, I had him for a couple of weeks at a time last year. He was doing pretty well, but sometimes he would just get rocked. Is there room for him in the Twins rotation there, Austin?
I I guess so. I mean, he's projected to throw about 140, 130 innings. His ERA is projected to be just under 4. So he's got the only thing I'm concerned about that is his walks. He's kind of got a high walk rate, but it looks like he'll strike some guys out and we'll give it a shot. I think the Twins has a very underratedly good rotation. So we'll see.
Okay. Oh boy, that's my turn. I don't know who to pick. So many good players, so many good pitchers available, but I'm running out of spots here. I have nothing but pitchers on my queue. Do I have any hitters that I like? I do. But I was hoping to get Bo Naylor as well, so kind of a little bit of frazzle here. All right, let's just go with the pitchers here. Oh boy, I don't know who to pick. There's just so many. All right, let's just go with Jesus Christ. You know what? Old favorite of mine, Christopher Sanchez. Maybe the wrong pick, but when in doubt, I go, that's the safest pick I could make there. Let's see, and I'm gonna clear out my queue as I think I might need a relief pitcher. I think. Yeah. Anyway, after that, Louis Varland, Dean Kramer going to Rahil's team. You like Dean Kramer that much, huh? Oh yeah?
I love him.
What's there to love?
He did really good last year. Was he pretty high in it? He's good. I've never played rotisserie, honestly. So it's gonna
Like,
be
you're a points guy.
yeah. So that's
Okay.
gonna be interesting.
My bad, I didn't know.
Points and head-to-head mostly, actually.
Yeah, this is a head-to-head league. Categories league, but it's a head-to-head league nonetheless.
Oh, is that it? Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah. So
You've only been in this league for about a month already, huh? Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see how brave going to Bob's team, so he can't help himself. He got getting all the current White Sox players, all the ex-White Sox players. Alex Verdugo going to the auto team. I pick Christopher Sanchez, Jared Galenic going to Corey's team. Noby Marte. Noby Marte will be cut by the end of April by Melvin. Orlando Arcia going to Noah's team. Emmett Sheehan going to Alex. Ezekiel Duran going to Alex. Ryan Presley.
That Noel V. Marte was suspended.
80 games, yeah. Ryan Presley going to Noah's team. JD Martinez, Abner Uribe, and that brings us back to me, which I think I need a guy who can get me some holds. So I'm gonna pick a guy who can get me some holds. Not a lot of guys are left there. What happened to all my favorite guys man, you guys took all my relief pitchers. All my favorite relief pitchers are gone. What in the world is this world coming to?
No more for you.
Holy crap, no kidding. Jesus Christ.
You did that to us a couple years ago. You took all the friggin' relief pitchers and we were left with nothing. So
Well, I had to because you guys took all the Eric Swanson's did a day, and I don't know what's wrong with him, but I'm done. I'm flustered. That was my last pick. I'm not too proud of myself, but it's the pick I deserve, I guess. Brandon Lau going to the auto team. Pete Crow Armstrong going to Bob's team. Giancarlo Stanton. Huh? I had him last year. He didn't do anything for me, but you think he's gonna be different for you, Rahil?
yeah, he slimmed down, man. He's svelte now.
Is he in the best shape of his life?
They all are.
Yeah.
Noah, quickly tell me about your back-to-back picks. You got Ryan Presley. I guess that was the guy to get if I saw him still available for myself. And Orlando Arcia.
Yeah, with Arcee, I feel like I was actually a little surprised that he's still available this late. He had a pretty decent season last year. Nice to have as a backup in case something happens with Bichette. And then Presley, I just like to have as an extra reliever. He'll probably pick up a lot of holds with Houston since Hader's now there, but he can also be a backup closer in case something happens with Hader.
And that's the draft. Let's see. Kevin Ginkel going to Austin's team. Gennaro Miller going to Nyland's team. Mackenzie Gore going to Carlos's team. Joey Meneses, Mr. Irrelevant in this draft. Now, I thought there was a thing on ESPN that tells you, projected standings.
I'm looking at it right now.
Okay. You want to? I'll share the screen. I have it open. Since there you go.
Grades.
You guys see my screen? The
yeah.
projected standings.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
third.
All right.
Me.
sixth place for me. Corey's
You
finished.
suck.
Well, Corey's finishing in last. We thought he had a great draft. I don't know what the hell happened there.
That's
Nyland,
perfect.
Yeah.
I drafted 8 and I finish 8. Perfect.
Nyland to finish 11th, Noah to finish 10th, Bob to finish 9th, Cardi, you 8th, AJ to finish 7th, me to
Okay.
finish in 6th. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, I thought someone said something. Sorry. Angel finishing in 5th, Carlos in 4th, Austin in 3rd, Melvin in 2nd, and your champion, the number 1 pick overall, G, Alex Robertson. Who's going to lead the league in runs? Nyland, singles, Angel. Bob will lead the league in doubles, even though nobody likes his team. Triples, Bob. Uh-oh. Nyland to finish first in home runs. RBI, Nyland. You know, we made fun of Nyland's picks too, and it looks like he might have us beat here. And Bob, he'll lead the league in walks apparently. Strikeouts. Oh no, we're doing the reverse here. Oh no, wow, look at you. Rahil to finish in first place in strikeouts. Stolen bases, Bob. Uh-oh. Austin, I need you to tell me who's on Bob's team in just a bit here as I finish out the offensive categories. Caught stealing was Rahil. Average, Alex. On base percentage, a tie between Austin and Rahil. Who's on Bob's team? If you have it with up there, Austin.
Oh, I was trying to take pictures. Give me a minute. Bob's team. What?
Team Milliken.
Yeah, let me see if I can get to it. I don't even know if I can do that right now.
I'm
Can
on
we
it.
look at
I'm on it.
Can we look at what you're looking at, Felipe?
You should. I hope so. Yeah, you're looking at it right now.
No, sorry. Can we look at it on our?
Yeah, go to standings right here. So there's players, pick history, rules, standings. Anyway, Bob's team, he has William Contreras. Yep.
Oh, you got it.
Freddie Freeman, Ozzy Albies, Brian Hayes. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Anthony Volpe, George Julian, Justin Turner, Kyle Schwarber, Jaron Duran. Yeah, that's what happens when you pick Jaron Duran in the 3rd round, I guess. Josh Lowe, Eloy Jimenez, Jason Adam, Dylan Cease, Hunter Green, Michael King, Reed Detmers, Kyle Harrison, Joanne Duran, who's out. He'll start the season on the IL. Ryan Halsey, Nick Pavetta, Johan Rojas, Matt Chapman, who I don't like, Michael Garcia, who I don't like, Joey Ortiz. That's an interesting pick, but I don't know if he's what he's going to do this year. Andrew Benintendi, Jose Abreu, Pete Armstrong. I don't see it, man. I don't see it. Very top-heavy team there, but ESPN sees it otherwise. Over to the pitching. Austin's supposed to lead the league in innings pitched. Strikeouts goes to Carlos. Quality starts goes to Carlos. Complete games go to Austin. Austin, who's on your pitching staff that you got all these? You were not lying when you said you were gonna get all the innings eaters.
Told you I needed the innings, guys.
Who's the innings guys?
I know Gallon and George Kirby for one.
Let's see: Kirby, Shane Bieber, Imanaga, Carlos Rodon, Kodai Senga when he's healthy, Michael Waka. Yeah, I guess I could see that. Carlos leading another category, another pitching category. Saves goes to AJ. Uh-oh. Is he one of those that the auto draft pick like 20 closers? Let's find out. Auto drafts assemble. How many closers does he have? Pete Fairbanks is 1. David Bednar, Evan Phillips, Jordan Romano. So he has 4 closers.
How am I that high in saves? That's ridiculous.
Who's that? Rahil?
Yeah, I didn't even try.
You got some guys. Let's see here. What's your team again? Cardi B's?
Yeah.
All right. There you are. Let's see here. You got, well, yeah. I think ESPN is overrating you a little bit. But you got Payamps, who's going to replace Devin Williams, Robert Suarez, who should be at the very worst going to be sharing save opportunities with Yuki's. I forgot his name already. I know his first name is Yuki Suzuki, I think. Kyle Finnegan sucks. I don't trust him. I don't believe in him. So yeah, but this trio is giving you all the high saves number. Blown saves, Bob and Nyland will be the lowest. Holds, Alex. Yeah, when you get Gainer Cano, that's gonna help you. Who has the lowest ERA? Ah, crap, I can't see. AJ. Lowest on base average. Let me guess. AJ? No, me. All right. There you go. Who has the lowest whip? We have a 2-way tie between yours truly, Felipe, and Melvin. Highest strikeout per walk ratio. At 3.88, it's Felipe. So, okay. And again, we go to the total, and that's how you get that number. So Alex Robertson picked number 1, and he will finish number 1, apparently. So congratulations for being the paper champion. Thoughts?
I liked my draft overall. I did. I think there were a couple picks that I didn't like so much, but and I got sniped on a couple, but I like my draft.
Rahil, let's hear from you. What do you think of your drafts overall?
I thought it was pretty terrible, but came up a little high in some categories. I think I had the least blown saves as well. I don't know. My relief pitchers apparently are coming through, and I don't really know why, but I'm gonna have to figure out some offensive pickups. I think pretty low in all those categories.
And Noah, your team, it's 12 p.m. somewhere. Final thoughts on your team after the draft.
I'm not super crazy about it, but I do like some of the players I picked up. And I feel like since I didn't lead in any projected to lead in any category, I'm going to win all of them.
You said you were drafting the championship team.
I did.
Not according to ESPN, you did. As far as my team, yeah, offense looks super weak. I can see why ESPN doesn't believe in me. Pitching is strong. I think once again I got suckered into getting too many, reaching for a lot of pitches early and often. But like as mentioned before, I think I fell in love with the idea of getting all this good starting pitchers I can get and relievers as well. Just because the pitching situation in Major League Baseball with offenses opening up a little bit more, I think it's now more than ever. It's more crucial more than ever to stockpile on starting pitching and hope for the best at the hitting side of things. That's how I won last year. We'll see if it happens again for me this year. Going into the 2024 season, guys, thank you so much for putting up with the monotony that could be one of these drafts. I know it's live and it was fast, but still, I could tell that it was getting frustrating with some people trying to figure out who at the bottom of the barrel they should get on their teams. But as always, it was fun.
Final thought. The other thing that's interesting is this is a roto ranking. When you're looking at the projected rank, it's a roto ranking. So we've seen kind of how accurate the roto ranking is for our league.
It's go ahead.
I've done it behind the scenes, and usually the people that make the playoffs and win are usually closer to the top of the roto rankings.
Don't I know it? Don't I know it? Yeah, I know that's been a cause of controversy. I love them. I think they're if you guys aren't taking advantage of these tools, you're doing yourself a disservice. I mean, I think it's a good tool. It's a good guide. It's a good yeah, it's a good what do you call it? Yeah, it's a good tool, good guide to tell you where you are league-wise, your team is league-wise relatively to everybody else. And it tells you
Good
what
prognosticator.
yeah, that's what I was trying to go with. Yeah, and the best part is it'll tell you what you need. I mean, it'll show you your ERA is too high. You need guys with lower ERAs. Get some guys with low ERAs, make some trades, do some ad drops. Or why is my offense so bad? Well, you're mid-level in 2 or 3 categories, but you have no singles and you have low batting average. Go get some guys who can hit some singles for you. I've done it before. It's like I said, it's helpful. And
Yep.
Austin does a really good job of banging those out on a weekly basis. I'm not sure if you're going to be doing that again this year.
I will try.
Honestly, you don't need to do it every week, man. Like maybe every 2 weeks, every 4 weeks, maybe once a month. That should be enough. That way you don't have to crack your skull getting these in every week. But I think once a month would be helpful for everybody.
I guess it's been a while since I've been on this podcast. So since I've been on this podcast, I got promoted. So, I guess that's kind of something that not everybody knows. I'm not a teacher anymore. For those of you that knew, I'm now a dean. So there's a whole lot more that we got going on now. So
yeah, that's why I say like once a month should be sufficient. But it's up to you if you want to, however you want to do it. You're in charge of that. You're do good work doing that on a regular basis.
We'll give it a shot. We'll see.
We'll give it a shot for sure. If not, you guys can go ahead and take a look at it yourselves on the ESPN standings when you all lose to my team later this year. All right. With that being said, thank you guys for showing up. the noobs, you two, Noah and Rahil, good luck to you this year. Hope you enjoy the league. For Rahil, Noah, Austin, thank you so much for coming on. I am Felipe. We'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.
Deuces.
See you.